All right. Hello, chat. How's it going? We're back. G Fuel is horrible language. Listen to the bot. The bot knows best, of course. The bot is the voice of authority on what is and is not foul language. No one can argue otherwise. Clearly, that was some heinous language. Anyway, hi. We're back. We're continuing with Armored Core 100%. My voice kind of hurts, which is weird because it doesn't really have a good reason to. So I'm not really sure why it hurts, but my voice hurts. Just so that we're all on the same page here. All right. That's where I'm at. Actually, I should definitely have my glasses on. Ooh. Ooh. I just took a sip of my tea. And man, that is not a good kind of ooh. Not at all. God, this tea sucks. Why did I buy like a... It turns out it wasn't even a 12-pack. You guys know when I was saying it was a 12-pack the other day? Found out I was wrong. You know why I was wrong? It was a 15-pack. I don't know why, but it's 15. It was 5 of each of 3 different flavors. I don't know why I decided to risk it like that, but I did. And man, I've been suffering because this sparkling tea stuff, it's not where it's at. It's not the move. But hello. Lego, James, Gustavo, Dreammaster, Ewok. Hello. Why does my voice hurt today? I haven't talked much today at all. You would think that my voice would have really, I mean, my voice did really hurt earlier this week, but it chilled out. It was fine. You know, I rested it and it came back and now it hurts again. We'll see. Too much tea for one man alone. Yeah, too much, what is it that it says on the can? Oh yeah, too much energy drink with benefits. Too much of that green tea caffeine. Which is just a really weird way of them saying that this is tea. It's not an energy drink, it's just tea in a can. And it's not good tea. It's really not. Man, it has been a minute since we did Armored Core. How's the volume on this? Is it quiet? It seems quiet. It's quiet, right? The game is quiet? How does the audio get like this? How do I have audio issues so much? The audio is definitely quiet, right? Not just me. Tiny bit. We'll just go in here and we'll give it a tiny bump. Let's give it like a 5%. There we go. I'm excited for the MGS2 review. Man, that video was a challenge. I am so relieved to be done with it. It came out good. It's not like a, oh my god, I'm free, but it is kind of also, oh my god, I'm free. I was a slave to that video for, what? 9 days, I think it took me? Hold on. 8 days, 8 days. I started it last Friday and I finished it last night. So eight days. But like 8 full days of most of my time every day just working on that. I as much as it was enjoyable, I'm also just like, oh, it's over. I get to move on to the next one. So happy that that video is done. I'm also looking at hidden parts right now, so hold on. My brain is at like half capacity. Okay, I did that mission. I know that I have those hidden parts. Destroy AI prototype. I'm gonna just look and see if I have these. Because I don't know. There's a good handful of parts for this one. Oh wait. I think I do have these. I'm looking at the part list and like, I remember this being one where I had a bunch of them. And I even think that I had all of them, but hold on. I definitely think so, actually. Let's check I'm gonna check 2 of the 4. Because I have a vague memory, or sorry, 5. 2 of the 5. I have a vague memory of looking through this and being like, oh, I have almost all of these. Yeah, because it's like this shield. From what I remember, you don't have all. Okay, I'll just check all. I don't want to get to the very end and then have it be like, which part did I miss? Where? And I have to look through every single one. This is MWR. R. Rocket. Okay. Okay, progress. AR 603. That one. There is a core. The axe core. God, there are so many parts in Silent Line. Oh, okay, I have that. That's 3 of 5 so far. And then the Gigas launcher, which I know I have, at least I think, but just to be 100% sure, it's in here somewhere, I swear. Aha, Gigas. And the last one is right arm, extremely large rocket. And it is the CWGG. CWGG. Hold on. Maybe this is the one that I don't have. Maybe oh. HRL ALX. Okay, yeah, I've got all 5. I knew it. I knew it. I've got all of them for this mission. Booyah. Next mission then. There's only one hidden part. There's only one. Oh wait, I have an E rank on it, so I don't think that I have it. But it's a core. So GR. Oh. I have this core. How? How do I have this? Make it make sense. Because this mission, hold on. I just saw on the mission list, I have an E rank on this. How do I have that part? Hold on. Must kill all the enemies very quickly. This is easily gotten with an S rank. Or in most cases, S rank attempts. How? So wait till you get to MGS4 with its 8 hours of cutscenes. I'm worried about MGS4. But I'm nowhere near as worried about MGS4 video-wise as I am MGS5. Oh, picking the follow-up mission is instant E rank? Okay, so I don't have to do that mission either, because I'm done with it. Badass. Okay. We move on. Normally, I would have gone back to the last stream and been like, okay, where am I at? What am I working on? But I finished working on some video stuff like 10 minutes after I had planned to. I did not have much time to prep for stream today. Back unit back booster? Back unit back booster. That's what it's, labeled as here? What? Okay. Is it a booster? Or is it... It says back unit. MWB. MWB? I must not have this. You can have boosters as back units in this game? Or is it an extension? I'm so confused. You know what? I'll save myself the time of searching through all these menus. It's a back unit. It is. Okay, it's a back unit. It's a double shoulder one. I'm looking at the picture of it. So that also, yeah, I can confirm we need that part. Okay. What? Why is there, the guide has a 4-step written out plan to get this part. Why does it have that? Why is there a 4-step plan for this? Oh boy. You know what? Let's just go in there. The basic thing says the whole idea is to dodge missiles in the first part and kill the MT at the end. I'm just gonna start there. I'm just gonna start there, see what this mission even is, I guess, because I haven't played it. And then I can maybe read the 4-step guide, because I feel like if I read it now, I'm just not gonna get anything valuable.
Generator enhancement. We'd like you to participate in the next round of tests.
Having the steps. I'm complaining that there is a 4-step process for one part. That's new. Not just for this game, for the entire 100% process so far. That's new. Completely new.
The breakthrough would open avenues in AC development previously thought to be unattainable. The test will be conducted.
Wow, that T.
Normally push generators to their limits. Aerial combat and maneuvers.
It doesn't get better. It's not even one that you like get used to it. It's just awful.
Missile avoidance and combat actions against targets we will designate. We expect you to push your performance levels to the limit.
It's my fault. I'm stuck drinking this tea. Doesn't make it any better though. MGS5 isn't too bad in regards to cutscenes. It's not so much that the cutscenes worry me. The cutscenes do kind of worry me because of like story recapping and stuff, but MGS5 is apparently like a 50-hour game. So
no time are you allowed to fire back on our units.
There's just no way that I can do that video in a week. There's just not.
Do not fire on our units until I give the okay.
Oh, my bad.
Begin.
Oh.
Canceling test session. Returning to base.
Oh.
Mission failed.
What type of tea is it? It is... Get ready if you haven't heard me talk about it. It is a... If you want the brand, which you don't, but so that you know what to stay away from, in my opinion. Sorry, I'm burning this bridge. They will never want to work with me, but... it's Gorgie. Like, think how you spelled Georgie, but without the E. I think it's Gorgie. It's that. It's branded as an energy drink. It doesn't advertise itself as being tea. It advertises itself as being like a clean energy drink. So I was curious because I hadn't heard of it before. So I bought a pack. What it is it is sparkling green tea with artificial flavoring added in to make it whatever flavor it says it is on the can. So like this one is peach, or sorry, the flavor is Sparkling peachy keen. My bad.
Do your best to avoid being hit.
So it's sparkling green tea with like artificial peach flavoring added to
No
it.
time. Are you allowed to fire back on our units?
And yeah,
Engaged.
it speaks for itself, even just when I explain it like that.
Begin. Do not fire. Canceling test.
Brother, what do you want from me? Do not fire until I say, begin.
Mission failed. Combat system
What do you want?
engaged.
They want me to just dodge the missiles, I guess. But like, come on, man. Why you gotta be so confusing about it? This might be a me problem. Sparkling tea, first time I've heard about it. It's not the first time I've heard about it. It's the first time I've tried it. It's never been something that sounded like a great idea. But I had heard of it. So I guess I'm supposed to just dodge the missiles for like a minute?
Test preparations are almost complete. We'll start with missiles.
This guy says overboost to the southeast corner, land on the plane, and get some energy back, and fly just
No
about
time.
where you
Are
leave
allowed
the
to fire
area.
back on our units?
Keep flying there until the time is up, and I just closed my dashboard.
Combat system engaged.
Hold on. I just lost chat. Hold on. There you are. Southeast.
Begin.
The missiles can't reach. Oh my god. Genius strategy. Absolute genius. They're all too far away. This is wonderful. I don't have to dodge shit. See, now this is my kind of 100% here. The one where I don't have to do a whole lot. We're not gonna get much of this, so just take it while we've got it. The silent line challenges can be something.
Session results recorded. Let's continue.
So do I get to shoot them now?
Commence your attack.
Yes. Ow, ow. I got hit a little bit. Gotta be careful with the energy weapon up here. There's a lot of yous. There we go. No more missiles, please. Stop that. Ooh.
Test complete. What?
What?
These aren't our units.
Oh shit.
We're under attack. Raven, protect the transports.
Right. About that.
These mirages?
You know what?
Raven, you're surrounded.
That should do it.
Be prepared.
Oh my god. Oh no, I accidentally reset my aim. Ronald, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Could hear you the whole time. Oh, it's spawning more of them as I kill them. No. I was like, 3 of them? Okay, 1, 2, 3, got it. Oh, sweet Jesus. Ow. Actually, it doesn't even hurt that bad, does it? looks a lot scarier than it is. Come on. Come on. There we are. Okay.
What is that thing?
Silent Line is Last Raven's big mama as always. There's the big one. Oh, I should have brought... Right. Oh. Found it on the radar. Ooh, ow. Ow. How dangerous is this going to be? Pretty dangerous. Noted. I mean, obviously it didn't look intimidating enough. Oh! Dude, chain gun? Chain gun for the win, as always. This thing has never let me down. So, was that? Did I get the part for that? Was it really just as simple as killing the MT? Was the MT itself like some special condition? That was an S rank. I must have gotten the part. That thing had way less health than I expected. I did! I got the part and I got mail. Crest is pleased to inform you of a new addition to our corporation's part lineup. This product is being made available to those who loyally serve our cause. If you'd like to acquire the new product, please stop by the shop. It's an AC core part, model number CCL02EI. What is EI? What is EI? Have I played Ultra Kill? I have not played Ultra Kill yet. I've talked about it before. I don't know how it's eluded me for this long, but it kind of just continues to. It's one that I plan to play. What is E? Or is it E? It's E1. It's E1. It's not I. The fonts in this game can be a little weird at times. So what kind of core are you? Oh, Exceed Orbit. Okay. It's an orbit core. Is it 9 balls? It is 9 balls, isn't it? I didn't even notice that until you said it, but now that I'm really looking at it, you're right. Or at least it's really close to it if it's not. Thinking about it, it's been a while since I've seen 9 ball, hasn't it? Okay. Getting one quick and easy hidden part is not just exciting on its own, chat. But that also puts us into a great position. Wait, I'll show you, right? I'll show you. Because what that means is we only have Zone 6 and Zone 7 left. And these have 3 missions apiece. So we've got 6 missions left to get the hidden parts from. And then we have extra arena. And then we're done. Let's get moving. First mission here. There are 3 hidden parts. Hello, John. Let me go take a peek. I always go the wrong way. What of these do I have? Left arm howitzer. First of all, it is the NHZL-60. Shit, I don't think I have it. I got my hopes up when I saw the 30. Okay, so it's gonna be a bigger one of this. Yep, I'm sure that foul language was actually used and the bot did not just freak out. Okay, so the howitzer is in the map. Wait, what? The next one is really weird. Because I was like, okay, first one is just in the map. We can grab it. The second one is that you're supposed to complete the mission with a headpiece that has no map. Yeah, no memory for the map type. So we'll take this one. Why not? What did this say? Whoa. Where's the foul? Oh, G. His dad has been paying for lessons for the last 2 years. He didn't know what a G chord is or how to hold the guitar. What? What? Not knowing a G chord is like, maybe. He just doesn't know the names of chords, right?
We now know how to take control of this
For 2 years of lessons, it's a stretch, but it's
before we even
possible.
consider doing so, a thorough
But how to
hands-on
hold the
search of
guitar?
premises must be conducted. We're sending you in to fulfill this objective. Explore as much of the satellite as you can. 60% should be sufficient for our needs. Work quickly and exercise caution.
It can be tricky. Great. Streamlabs is on one today. Yep. He normally is. For the napalm launcher, all that I have to go on, chat, is you must travel through a vent.
This is Icarus.
Once you fall down, break open boxes.
I'll hold at docking bay S2.
So,
Return here once your search is complete.
oh, it's this mission, but doing it without a map. Okay, kind of interesting.
Understood.
Makes a little more sense. It's like a recon mission, but for some reason you get a reward if you bring a headpiece that can't auto map the area out or anything. Because, you know, silent line logic, where it's just sort of, how do we make challenges here? Some weapon arms look so stupid. Some weapon arms absolutely look stupid. A lot of weapon arms look pretty cool. So I guess I'm looking for a vent. And I'm also just looking to complete the mission. Like, those are the goals here. Ultimately. Ow. Don't activate the thingy. That starts the timer
The gates are
until
locked.
you need. Do the opposite of what the briefing tells you. I know.
Have to find the controls.
This is just silent line things. It really is. It's like, how do we hide secrets in here? What if they just... Okay, that didn't activate the timer. For a second, I was like, okay, my brain sort of just pushed the button without thinking about it. But yeah, you get told to...
Security
Oh,
units are closing on my position.
that's probably fine.
Get back to the docking
Right.
port as soon as possible.
That's probably fine.
There's not much time. Let's hurry.
It's gonna make me want to more. Don't make me want to reset my AC6. Don't make me. I have, like, every part in the game. Do not tempt me, because I will. I can't remember whose, shit, whose video did I just watch that was, like, the best and the worst of 2023? And I was surprised that they had Armored Core 6 as one of their best of the year. Get 100% exploration before 2 minutes left. Can you even do that without the headpiece? Is it possible? Oh, hold on. Heartbroken. It's so weird, right? Like, it's not just... I'm still on the fence about it, to be abundantly clear. I'm sort of in like a 50-50 state with it right now. But, as I've said before, if another like wave of parts gets added in a future patch, then I'm gonna be firmly in the camp of no expansion for Gen 6. Definitely. You need to know the route. I'll probably just do an extra run for the last part. It's a lot easier, even though it takes more time to just, you know, not try to do everything at once. Because a lot of missions, you could do them all at once. But man, that shit gets confusing. 6 was my game of the year. AC6 and RE4 tied for me for my favorite game of last year. For sure. Because they were both like games that if you just play them once, they give you a really good experience. But like they're both so replayable, and like the core gameplay is so enjoyable just on its own that you could just play like 75 hours of RE4 like I did. Or however many hours I have on Armored Core 6 at this point. It's probably about the same. What do you think about DLC? I kind of mean DLC as well, because what I said before, even when I thought there was going to be an expansion, is that I honestly like think that if they did an expansion, they would do it in the form of DLC. Only because FromSoft hasn't done a standalone for a long time, but FromSoft does at least one like full-scale expansion for every single one of their titles. Like almost without fail. There are exceptions, like Sekiro never got one, but normally they do. Like it's very rare that FromSoft doesn't do like a big expansion, but sometimes they don't. Basically DLC before DLC was a thing. That's what all the Armored Core expansions are, right? I mean, for Gen 4 and Gen 5, at that point they could have done it as downloadable content, but FromSoft just wasn't doing downloadable content yet. And I also think it's just sort of a tradition thing for them. Did Dark Souls get any expansions? All of the Dark Souls games got at least one apiece. Dark Souls 2 got 3. Demon Souls didn't get one. That's one of the exceptions where they didn't do one for Demon Souls. I'm trying to think. Elden Ring has one coming out. Maybe. Everyone is like, oh bro, they're gonna shadow drop it this month. They're gonna shadow drop it on the 2-year anniversary, because on the Steam backend, there's been a lot of like technical testing and like silent patching being done on Elden Ring recently. So everyone is thinking that since they announced the expansion a year ago, it's gonna shadow drop this month. I'm not a strong believer, but it could happen. It could happen. Unless you can buy the Elden Ring DLC. Yeah, they're purchasable. At least they always have been, and I expect that Shadow of the Erd Tree will be a paid DLC. Okay, I'm going to dip because I shouldn't have pressed the button.
Recovered.
I think at the very least, I'm gonna get the no headpiece part, and then we can go back for like 100% exploration. And find the other one wherever that vent is. Did I play the skateboard minigame? I did not. I played Sons of Liberty for it. I played the original release. To be fair, I didn't check if I already had this optional part. It's the lap. I do have it already. Okay, fair enough. I had it the whole time. I didn't check that one. You know what? Let me check the back unit as well, just to be thorough, so that I don't do this. It's the CWM HA30. HA30. Doesn't sound like I have it. Like, it doesn't sound familiar to me. Hold on, almost there. HA30. Okay. So I need both of those. The full exploration and wherever that hidden part is. Hold on. They have like a kind of map. It's a little tricky to read. Okay, I might know where it is. Maybe. Let's try this again. I wonder how it's gonna work. Just a new portal that takes you to the DLC area. That's typically how they do it. Is there's just like at some point in the normal game, there's like a tiny side quest that you can do to open up the DLC area along the way. Because the way that FromSoft makes the Souls games at the very least, with them being like open and always having like definitive endings that you couldn't really continue afterwards, they always put them into the base game, like just kind of in the middle of the normal story. 2024 is already giving 23 a run for its money. Tekken 8, Persona Reload, and Final Fantasy Rebirth is enough for me. For me, it's definitely a slower year. Because so far, it's like, yeah, I'm playing the shit out of Tekken, and it's about it. I'm not a JRPG guy, typically, so, like, Persona is, you know, nice if you enjoy it, but it's not my thing. Hold on, let me get another look at this map. Oh, okay. Final Fantasy, I've also never played, but it's also a PS5 timed exclusive. So the hidden part, I believe, is through that door. It seems like it's through this door. I want a Bloodborne 2 with vampires. Bloodborne 2... it's never gonna happen. You know what else is never gonna happen, bro? Bloodborne on PC. I don't know if anyone heard the recent leaks about like what PlayStation exclusives are coming to PC next. After Forbidden West comes out in a couple months, the new Horizon game is coming to PC very soon. But after that, the next two, we don't know which one is first, but we know that the next two that are planned right now, and like the ports are almost done, if not already done, are Ghost of Tsushima and the Demon Souls remake. That is what we've gotten from some recent leaks. But I am shocked that the Demon Souls remake is getting a PC port before Bloodborne. And also kind of annoyed. Like, I've played Demon Souls. This is absolutely me being a little selfish about it, but I've played Demon Souls a lot. You know what I haven't played? is Bloodborne. You know why? Because it's only on PS4. It's only on PS4. And it doesn't run too good on the PS4. It runs pretty shit. Like 30 FPS sometimes is pretty much how it runs. If you don't know about it. Ghost of Tsushima is amazing. I never played that either, but I have one friend. I have one close friend who loved it when it came out. Like, absolutely loved it. Time to start figuring out PS4 emulation. It's not here yet. There is an emulator in the works. And it actually, a little bit ago, got to the point where every single game could boot in the emulator. Which sounds like a big deal. And it is a big deal, to be fair. But I feel like most people, when I say that every single PS4 game can boot on the emulator now, they're like, oh, that's crazy. Not understanding that all that it means if a game can boot in the emulator is that the game executable opens and gives you a black screen. That's all we're talking about for like over 90% of the games. And even then, the games that go beyond the black screen right now are not stable. Like, graphical glitches out the ass, terrible frame rates. PS4 emulation is a ways out. It's not gonna happen anytime soon. I mean, even right now, like, PS3 emulation exists, and it can be good. I've used it on stream and for videos before, but it's not great. Like, you can, but don't rely on it, sort of thing, because most games you can't. There are games that you can emulate smoothly and have look pretty good and all that from the PS3, but it's pretty few and far between still, for the most part. And a lot of the big PS3 games that you would probably want to go back and play, like a lot of the PS3 games that you remember when you think about the system, a lot of them, in my experience, don't work. Like, God of War 3 barely works. It kind of does, but not really. Infamous does not work. Infamous 1 and 2, neither of them. The Uncharted games do not work on PS3 emulation yet.
Get back to the docking port
I actually don't know about The Last of Us. I have no idea. I've never tried.
There's not much time.
It took a lot for me to not throw shade at The Last of Us right there. People who have been around know. Took a lot of willpower out of me to not just throw an insult at the game real quick. It's almost just tradition that when the game comes up, I have to say something. It's not even that I hate it that much. It's almost just a bit at this point. Aside from, oh, MGS4, I think mostly works. Motorstorm thankfully runs almost perfectly. Hell yeah. I'll take it. Has online enabled. That's all I play, really. Online enabled, like, through a fan server sort of thing, because I know that Demon Souls on RPCS3, you can play, like, co-op and PvP and stuff through fan servers right now, which is great. Demon Souls is one of the best games to play on RPCS3 currently. A lot of effort has gone into it. Why don't you like The Last of Us? Because it's really boring. I've spoken my piece about The Last of Us over the years. I played it when it came out, right? And back when it came out, it was like, oh wow, this is incredible. Like the storytelling, the presentation, like wow, right? And then I played it when the PS4 remaster came out, like a couple years later. And even then, I was kind of like, wasn't that good, was it? Also, Ojix, thank you for the sub, appreciate it. And then I went back again in like 2020, like during COVID lockdown, and I went to rerun it. And I got a few hours in before I was like, man, This game didn't age very well. Like this, ooh. It's one that each time I've revisited it, I've soured a little bit more. And last year I revisited it once again for the totally awesome and not notorious at all Last of Us Part 1 PC port on launch day. Anyone in chat who was here for that one? Because we've had some bad launch day experiences on streams before because I'm on PC. PC typically has the most issues with games on day one because PC optimization is hard. Because compared to a console where you know that every player has the exact same hardware configuration, PC, there are thousands of configurations that your game might be running on, and you have to try to make it work on every single one of those configurations, at least as much as you can. You'll never get it perfect. So, you know, PC launch days can be pretty rough, notoriously. The Last of Us Part 1, I feel like everyone heard about that one, because, whoa. That was insane. I genuinely, like, I tried to play it beyond even just day one. And like mid-stream during like day 3 or something, like a week into the game being out, I kind of just said, you know what, chat? I don't think I'm gonna play all the way through this. And I didn't. Because I really tried to muscle through it and just, you know, hope for patch a few days in. Patch never came. And I kind of just dropped it. I was like, this game runs so terribly. It looks worse than it does on the PS5 on the PC version. At least it did at that point. Because to get it to even run at like a stable 30, you'd have to lower the settings by so much.
There's no time left. Hurry.
Okay, so I got 100% exploration, but I wasted a little bit of time and I wasn't fast enough. If this bootleg map that I have is correct, the hidden part should be in the room behind me, I think. Hold on. Yeah, behind me. Like the other, in there, on the other side of that glass. Oh wait, PS Rewired works on consoles if you hack them? I didn't even hear about that. Ah! I was like, it's not in there. I was just in there. These are the boxes. Oh, I also spent a lot of time breaking those boxes this run.
AC part
Of course, it was in the last one. All right, let's just leave with my part. Real quick, hold on. I'll catch up with chat in a second. I gotta speed run my ass out of here in a minute. I might be able to make it. Actually, I don't feel like I have that far to go. Isn't it that door? Jesus, I never remember the buttons. There we go. It is that door. Oh, we're not far at all. Okay. We're totally chilling. I can definitely do 100% exploration in one go
AC recovered.
with 2 minutes remaining. I just gotta be a little quicker.
Mission complete. Combat system.
Stellar
engaged.
Blade? What is Stellar Blade? I haven't heard about this at all. Oh, no, never mind. I did hear about this. It's the one that looks a lot like Nier, right? This is the one that I saw the other day. It just got like more footage shown at the PlayStation event the other day. Is this the one that at least I thought it looked a ton like Nier, not like art style wise, but like conceptually, I guess is the way to put it. It definitely to me looked like Nier mixed with Bayonetta. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, actually. I didn't watch the whole thing. I think they showed like 10 minutes of it or something. And I was kind of just skimming through the state of play stuff. Because the thing with state of play, I never get too excited about state of play. And there's a reason for that. Like the other day when people were asking about it, I was like, maybe. I don't even think, I didn't watch it live. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna watch it live. I don't think it's worth it. And I didn't. It's because state of play is PlayStation's showcase for like all the third-party stuff that has signed like a marketing or an exclusivity deal with PlayStation, one or the other. The PlayStation Showcase is where they show all their first-party stuff. Like that's their big event, is the PlayStation Showcase. Those I will watch live because those are always huge.
Once your search is complete.
But the state of play is just like, it's kind of PlayStation's Nintendo Direct, where they just show a bunch of random shit that I'm not really prone to care about all that much. Like, always there's a gem or two thrown in, but most of the time I'm just sitting there through the whole thing and I'm like, where are the big names? Where are all the heavy hitters? I'm not seeing them. I'd be really surprised if they don't have some sort of expansion for AC6 with, from what I can tell, how much it sold. What we know about AC6 sales-wise, it's projected that the game sold a little over 2 million copies in the first month. I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, which is good sales, right? Don't get me wrong, but also listen to me. Was disappointing. I want more disgust. Okay, hold on. Ugh. Is that it? They should really just give me the Oscar for that one. After a good few sips, I adjust to it at least to the point where the faces don't happen because I'm not surprised by it after a good few. You can keep my points. Sorry, I was talking AC6. I was like, what was I just saying? The thing to keep in mind though with AC6 is that it did sell well, right?
We have to find
But
the controls.
FromSoft is a really big company now. Like really, really big. And not to be that guy who always brings it back to Elden Ring, but in this sort of situation, it is like, if you're at FromSoft and you're kind of sitting there deciding where to put budget and where to put manpower and where not to, you're gonna look at Armored Core and be like, oh yeah, this sold pretty well. Best-selling Armored Core game ever, that's something. Well, then you're gonna look at Elden Ring, right? And you're gonna see that like, the same person making those decisions could absolutely, I'm not saying this is the right call, but you can see where they would maybe look at Armored Core sales and be like, that's good, but we could put that same manpower and those same, or the same amount of budget, right? We could put that money towards a new Souls game instead, right? And you can see why they might do that. And I talked about my weird conspiracy theory with AC6. Maybe, I'm not certain on this. I'm waiting to see what happens with future patches of AC6. But with AC6 maybe not getting an expansion or sequel, my conspiracy theory on this comes from the free edition of the 4 parts that came with, or sorry, the 4 weapons and the 4 frame parts, the 8 parts that came with that last patch. And it's because, like, half of the reason that expansions have ever existed for Armored Core, like genuinely half of the reason, has always been to add more parts to the sandbox. And they're just adding parts like for free without making an expansion. So like half of the reason to even make one, if they continue to add parts, that is. I don't think that like adding 8 parts means, oh, they're never doing it because that's all they would have added. That's not what I'm saying. But if they continue to add more free parts in future patches like that as time goes on, I think the more parts that they add for free in small updates like that, the less inclined I am to think that they're going to do a full-blown expansion. Because at that point, the only reason they would do it would just be to make a campaign. And I would still probably buy and play it, but you have to think, would a lot of people buy the game if it was pretty much just to get more missions? And I'm not talking like hardcore Armored Core fans, because they would, absolutely. I'm talking like general audience. The majority of the 2 million that bought Armored Core 6, would they want to pay like full price again just for more missions? Like same mechanics, mostly the same parts, if not all the same parts. Would that super casual audience pay full price again just for the missions? Because I don't think they would. I bring it up a lot when I talk about like business stuff when it comes to games. But when I was in dev and design, one of the biggest things that I was taught, like, and every newcomer into dev and design has to get this like hammered in, because when you go in, you don't think like this. But the reality is like 95% of every gaming audience, like of every gaming sale, is coming from someone who is super casual. Like, it's not someone who's played every game in the series. It's not someone who plays games every single day. It's someone who like buys a game or two a year, plays like on the weekends or maybe a little after work if they've got enough time and they're down for it. Like, the vast majority of gaming consumers are those people. The portion that even makes up like gaming YouTube, like our little corner here, we are very, very small in terms of the overall like gaming landscape. We are a very small group of people. Because gaming is a $1 billion industry. Like, we alone, the very hardcore group that like makes up discussion threads, YouTube channels, Twitch streams, that sort of thing, we're not creating billions of dollars of value. Millions, but not billions. Like, we're the really hardcore ones. But the majority of people don't even like participate in online discussion about the games they play. That's becoming less and less true as time goes on. More and more casual people are like watching YouTube and stuff, but it still holds really true for the most part. You're making me think of the "you're not a real gamer" copy pasta. No, I'm not saying that those audiences are bad, but I'm saying that when we are looking at things like the business behind it, like the decisions being made, or even like when we're evaluating the quality of a product, you kind of need to get a little out of the headspace of like the really hardcore crowd and remember that like we are a very small group and that the majority of what factors into the decision making and stuff like that doesn't come from us. It's why Call of Duty every single year, Call of Duty pisses its fan base off so much every single year. When was the last time that a Call of Duty game came out, you guys, and you heard the hardcore COD fans say that they liked the game? When was it? Because last time I heard it as a COD bro, it was like 10 years ago, and I'm not bullshitting you. Everyone will always like retroactively say that the new COD game is fun. The original one? Yeah, exactly. It was like a decade ago. But you know what's crazy? The amount of revenue that COD brings in grows every single year. It keeps going up. Modern Warfare 3 was the first, this last release was the first time that a COD game made less money than its predecessor in years. Like, I think it was the first time in like 8 years that the sales figures actually went down. And that's why it was a big deal. But like, seriously, the hardcore fans, like the dedicated COD bros, they have hated every game for like the last decade. Well, they say they do, but like, you know, they still play it every day, so take it with a grain of salt. But the COD sales just keep going up. Like, they're bringing in billions a quarter still.
AC recovered.
That was like on the dot 2 minutes. Are saying Black Ops 2 was the last good COD. Sometimes people are generous and say MW19 was the last good one. I always talk about, like, I am one of them. I am one of the COD bros who buys the game every year. Even if I don't think it looks amazing, I'll look at it and be like, yeah, that's Call of Duty. I'll get at least like 50 to 100 hours out of that, and I'll buy it. I genuinely do it every year. But I'm also a really casual COD fan now. I wasn't for a while, but now, like, I'm so casual about it, where it really is, like, I'm not expecting this to be a game that I play every day for a year. I'm expecting to, like, play it until it's not fun, maybe get like 50 to 100 hours, and then I can move on, and I can wait until next year, and I'll do it again. I'll just play it as long as I like it.
This is Icarus.
You see my cupcakes? I did see the cupcakes. So I'm way more generous with COD games, where I'm like, MW3 was pretty fun. Wasn't my favorite by any means. Wasn't even close.
Return
but it was
here
a pretty
once your
fun
set
game.
is complete.
I liked it.
Understood.
Buying the game they don't like makes the company keep doing things they don't like. That's kind of like all gaming fandoms though, right? Because it really is, like, everyone has a handful of series of games that it doesn't matter what the series puts out. Like, once you're a fan to a certain extent, you're going to play it regardless. Even if you don't think it's going to be your favorite or anything, or you're not super hyped, like, you're gonna play it because it's the new Armored Core or whatever it might be, right? Like, everyone has some series like that. And it's unfortunate that COD bros have gotten burned so consistently, but it's also... COD was actually a better example to bring up than I thought, now that I'm really thinking about it, now that I'm going deeper into it. Caps, amazing. Thank you, Streamlabs. To be fair, I didn't see how many it was. It might have been a lot. But, like, the reason that COD bros have been pissed at the COD games for the last, like, decade straight is because the games aren't being made for them. Like, the games are, you look at, like, I'm sure everyone has heard about the skill-based matchmaking systems and stuff, at least a little bit, and, like, the retention-based matchmaking and all that. Where TLDR, if you haven't heard about it, it's just Activision uses a super aggressive form of skill-based matchmaking, which is something that almost every multiplayer game has to a certain extent. But theirs is really aggressive. And it's as aggressive as, like, if you play a good match in Call of Duty, the game is gonna go, oh, you're playing against people that are way worse than you. We need to fix that. And your next match, you're gonna get shit on. Like, you are not going to have fun at all. And that system exists not because it entertains the hardcore crowd and keeps them playing. It exists because the more casual crowd stays in their little bubble where they all feel pretty good about it. You know, they don't get shit on by people who have been playing for a decade straight every day. And they can just enjoy the game and keep going. And they do. They actually just put out a whole blog post, like, addressing it for the first time in years. And they literally, like, explained their data and broke down why they use the system they do. And their breakdown pretty much said, if we use skill-based matchmaking, we see much higher retention of low skill or less frequent players. If we don't use it, we see those players stop playing, but the hardcore crowd will keep playing regardless. And when we do use it, the low skill crowd keeps playing, and the hardcore crowd keeps playing. So Activision's options with taking this system out or leaving it,
Units are closing on my position.
you know, the hardcore crowd universally wants it gone. But Activision doesn't care because
docking port as soon as
90% of their audience shows higher retention using it. And the 10% that bitches about it every day on Twitter, they play the game anyway. They complain about it a lot, but they keep playing. So to them, it doesn't matter at all. Like, the system's gonna stay. It's actually a great example of like casual versus hardcore stuff when it comes to like decision making in the industry. Because the COD fandom really does complain about it all day, every day. They've done it for years now. But the data's there. They make up so little of the overall audience that it's highly beneficial to Activision to keep using that system. Even if they get that super vocal minority pissed off on Twitter, it's so much better for their bottom line. Like, we're talking billions of dollars better. So they're not gonna change it because they have no reason to. Maybe not 6 though. I don't know. I feel like Nintendo kind of churns games out. With the one exception being Tears of the Kingdom. And I could talk all day about Tears of the Kingdom being in development for 6 years. And I have, back when I streamed it. And I definitely rustled some feathers with me saying stuff like, you guys, I don't know what they spent 6 years doing, frankly. Because I still, to this day, after 100%ing both games, I still don't know what they spent 6 years doing. Looking back at it, that being said, I like the games. To be clear, I like both of them. But how did Tears of the Kingdom take 6 years? I don't understand it. Breath of the Wild took 5. It had a 5-year dev cycle. How did Tears of the Kingdom take longer than Breath of the Wild? Because if you've played both, you'll probably know what I'm getting at. It's not very different. Like, it adds a lot, but considering that they built the entire foundation and all of Breath of the Wild in 5 years, even with all of that added content, how did that take longer than building the entire base of the game and the entire game's content from the previous entry? It doesn't make sense. Because if it's the same team, which we don't know for a fact, but like more than likely it was, I don't really understand where all that time went, in all honesty. Troubleshooting the Gmod-esque construction, maybe. Like, there's definitely a lot of good stuff in Tears of the Kingdom. Like I said, it's not that it's not a good game, but it is sort of just like, how did this take 6 years? It could have been getting it running on the Switch. But even then, you know, not to be that guy, but absolutely to be that guy because I can't help myself, it still doesn't run all that great. It really doesn't. I 100%ed both Breath of the Wild and Tears. Breath of the Wild had occasional stuttering and like frame rate drops. Tears of the Kingdom had it bad. Like a lot worse. Not like Bloodborne levels of bad, but it could be pretty brutal. And I played the game docked like the entire time. I never played it in portable mode, like in handheld mode. I'm sure it's only worse if you played it that way, right? Can anyone attest who played it both ways, actually?
Mission complete. Combat system disengaged.
They took a whole extra year just for debugging and polish. They have to have taken at least a year just for that stuff, right? I've grown to despise the Switch because Nintendo have milked it for too long. I feel the same way. Like a few years ago when I bought my Switch, almost 7 years ago, Jesus Christ, I was like, man, this is a great system. That wasn't it. Is there like a room with nothing in it somewhere? There's no way that that's not it. Did the lady say that's all of the area? Is she supposed to? I only got frame dips while diving into the depths quickly, handheld only. Oh man. I got frame dips like into the teens. Just as soon as you pull out Ultra Hand and start moving something, it would tank. I don't like Breath of the Wild and have no desire. If you didn't like Breath of the Wild, it wouldn't change your mind. It definitely wouldn't. It's good. But if you don't like the base of it, then yeah, it won't convince you necessarily. Because it's massively expanded, but it's still that same base. I'm looking at the map, this really haphazardly drawn map, and like I've gone through all of it, I'm pretty certain. Do I have a lighter AC? Do I have a lightweight made? I do. But yeah, the more that the Switch goes on, the more that that like the new games struggle to run well on it. And it really gets to the point where each new game that comes out, I'm like, man, we need a new Switch, you guys. Like, we need a new system. Give us something that could run this smoothly. Mario Wonder ran great. Probably because it's a 2D game, but ran great.
I'll hold it,
Willing to watch? I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
Return here once your search is complete.
Understood.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Oh my god. Okay, so the video is saying to like make sure that you fly along the walls and ceilings of rooms to make sure that they fully map out and stuff. That must be why, right? It says that for some of the bigger rooms, you have to like make sure to fly like this pretty much, where you like get all the ceilings and stuff marked out on your auto map. Switch was old tech when it launched. It's a 2009 CPU. I thought it was a 2013 chipset. Is it 2009? I've been saying it's a 2013 for years. Was I wrong? Is it older? Twilight Princess was the last great Zelda. I haven't even played like half of the Zelda games to this day. I'm a Zelda fan, but I've played like the NES one. I'm trying to think. Link to the Past, Ocarina and Majora, and Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Those are the ones I've played. Legend of Zelda currently, for like the polling for future review series, has a lot of votes as well. Just to throw out there. Just obviously the polling is going to change a lot over time, as it always does. It even did with the Armored Core polls, the poll that I ran after the Armored Core series, I mean. And like the thing with that is that was only polling one audience. Now I'm going to be polling both the Ace Combat and the Metal Gear videos into one. So it's going to fluctuate a lot more. Like things are going to shuffle around a lot. But so far, the series at the top of the list, off just my memory right now, and like last I checked, I think like Yakuza, Legend of Zelda, and Halo were the top 3 last I saw. 2015? 2015? Are you sure? Are you sure? It's probably right. Could have heard some exaggerated complaints. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, even then, right? Like, last year with Tears having its frame dipping issues. It's because it's on a 2015 chipset, man. Okay, so this room. Oh, hold on. Was there a gap there? Oh no, it's just like the weird doorway gap thing. But also, you know, Nintendo lawyers, not that I've heard anything, but you know, just hearsay, allegedly there's a new Nintendo system meant to replace the Switch, maybe, that possibly could be coming out near the end of this year, like allegedly maybe holiday season time frame. Maybe. Not that I would know. Switch 2 is some copium. Switch 2 is not copium. Allegedly. Switch 2 is very not copium. It'll still be, oh, it will be behind the curve console-wise, because it'll be handheld still. Like, Switch is never gonna be a technical powerhouse, but an upgrade is needed. Badly. Okay, so from here, like from this branch, that's the only way that we can go. Yeah, there's nothing more over there. So we go back to the other hub and we do all the branches from that. So Steam Deck. I don't get the Steam Deck, man. I really don't. I haven't gotten it since it came out. There's a lot of people who love the Steam Deck. And like, fair enough. Glad you enjoy it, more power to you, but I've never really understood it. Because for me, I'm like, if I want to play my PC games, I would play them on my PC. Like when am I out on the go, you know, not at home, and I really want to play like Armored Core 6? I've never really understood the hype with the Steam Deck, because even just the sales like premise of it has always seemed weird to me. But maybe I'm just not as much of an on-the-go gamer as others. It's entirely possible. I'm really not. I've never been a big handheld guy. I mean, I was when I was a kid, like, you know, Game Boy and DS and stuff, but not for a while. It's not at home, it's in bed. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of that, for sure. Can't take your setup on travel, though. That's true. But to that extent, I don't really travel unless I have to. I hate traveling, like, a lot. I really... Like, I've been to other countries a couple times, and that's something. But just like, you know, random road trip or like domestic vacation or anything is so not something that I enjoy. I try to travel as little as possible. When I lived in Florida, I had to travel back to Minnesota a lot, like a lot, and God, did I hate it so much. Because that was also mostly during COVID that I had to do all that traveling, and anyone who had to deal with airports during COVID, you know that they somehow made the airport even more miserable to go through. I mean, for good reason and all that, but the airport's already so unenjoyable to have to deal with. It only got so much worse when you added in, like, you know, needing to wear the mask the entire time, because the way that it would be, and I wasn't one of those people who was like bitchy about wearing the mask or anything either. I was really good about it. I had no problems with it. But when I did have a problem with it was when I was traveling to the airport. And so what it would be is like, you know, I get an Uber from my apartment in Orlando to the Orlando airport, because parking at the Orlando airport's like $30 a night. So if I'm leaving for more than like a day, it's worthwhile just to Uber there and back. So I'd Uber there and I'd have to have it on for the Uber. And then when I get dropped off, like I'm at the airport and it takes like an hour and a half or so to go through the airport, get on the plane. And then the plane ride was like 3.5 hours. And that's not including like the boarding and what's it called? The deplaning once you're there. Ah, shit. Like just kind of waiting, because I would always get the cheap tickets, right? So I'm in like row 30 of the plane, just waiting to get off the plane once I'm there. Yeah, baggage claim. Oh, we're in. And then depending on the trip, sometimes I would have someone picking me up. Sometimes it would be taxi/Uber. I mapped out the room, good enough. And it would end up just being like having the mask on for pretty much like 8 hours straight. Just can't take it off other than like to drink water or, you know, eat maybe. I don't know. They just very, very small things. The airport was the one time that I was like, oh my God, this mask thing, really not fun. Okay, I'm looking at this map, right? And I'm looking at my hand-drawn one over here next to it. Where am I missing rooms? Because I clearly am. I've run this a few times. Where am I missing anything? I'm looking. Just side by side. Can I zoom out more? No, this is like max zoom out. That's the start. I have the entire map. I have the entire map. Chole doesn't seem like that kind of people. I might just not be that kind of person, to be honest. It's entirely possible. Travel a good bit for work. Steam Deck's incredible for burning time at the airport. Oh, the airport would be nice. The airport would... A Steam Deck in the airport would save a lot of... what's the word? Frustration. I hate the airport so much, man. I am almost never as upset and as bitchy and grumpy as I am when I'm going through the airport. You can imagine when I went to like Eastern Europe, just the travel there. Oh my God. Just the full day of travel there, the full day of travel back. Man, I don't know if I've ever been such a grumpy bitch in my life as those 2 days of travel. Just like wake up early in the morning, get to the airport, and then, you know, say I think I left the house at like 4 and I got to where I was going at like 11 p.m. It was something like that, like a 19-hour travel both ways. I don't know if I've ever been so upset. And like connecting flights too, where it's like, you know, on the way over to Greece, we're gonna stop at the Amsterdam airport in the Netherlands and have to get off and like walk through that a little bit and get to another flight. The worst. Watch all of the video and see if there's something wrong. Last thing that I can think now. Yeah, I've got all this mapped out and I've got like a little bit of time. Here, I can pause it so that the blinking sound, whatever that the map sound isn't there the whole time. Here. If you step in my country, it's done for you. We'll find you. I stepped in it twice. You didn't do shit. I'm just waiting for like the room that I've never seen before, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. Why is this video in widescreen and at such low resolution? At first, I just thought that this was at like 480, and it might be, but it looks like the bit rate is just super low. Yeah, this is where it was like, make sure you're flying up so that you get like the whole room mapped out. I did that in this room. For me, I got the whole thing. He didn't even check it. He's just going like a madman. Airports where you can do nothing but wait suck. That's just kind of the airport, unless you just want to spend more money. And airports aren't cheap, man. Like the food in the airport, whatever, like it's always so expensive. Like if you try to do anything other than just like sit there and wait, it's gonna cost so much money. Been through all this. Supersonic racing. Watching it in double speed. Imagine if the game just moved at this pace. I mean, that would just be Armored Core 4, but in hallways, I guess. Love spending 10K on a burger and maybe a cool keychain. Don't take that away from me. I mean, I can't take it away from you, but I don't. I hate it so much. Where the hell is this room that I've never been to? So far, nothing. And they've taken like the exact route that I have, so at least I feel good about that. I know that I'm doing it in apparently the optimal way, or at least as optimal as this guy seems to think. And if he can do it, I can do it, surely. Right? Since I'm such a gamer. This is for a part, yeah. It's a pain in the ass. Silent Line has so many parts, man. I've gotten the napalm howitzer. I don't have to actually go into the room. Like I have it mapped out on this run, even though I just stepped on the grating up top. Didn't watch Poor Things with my parents. What the hell is Poor Things? Spent $4 for a water at better airports. Dude. Wait. What was that text? I made a turn here to show that there's some room. Oh, some room for error. Not because I got lost.
All areas of the satellite explored. Clear out.
I'm not getting that message. She's not saying that for me.
AC recovered.
Oh, they showcased the parts too. They just did the whole run that I've been doing. We checked for this part. I know that we don't have this part. Hold on. Yeah, it's a back unit, HA30-4. Like, I looked for it. Is there a locked door? No. Like, I just watched them run through everything that I've run through. Like, there's no gaps in this map. This is the whole level map. That door way back there is locked. Wait a second. Is that an actual gap where it didn't map it? Do you see what I'm talking about there? Mateus, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. See as many films as you... Not really. Some theaters do it. I don't know. I have a membership at like the good theater here. Pretty much it's like a... Because I've been so many times and like built up so many points with them that I get discounts whenever I go. Or like I'll get like a free large popcorn when I go or something. But it's not like, oh yeah, free tickets as much as you want.
AC recovered.
I don't know. I'm kind of just leaving and seeing if
Mission objective achieved.
maybe I have the part and I'm dumb and I didn't see it before. Because I've done that exact thing like 3 times now and just not gotten the part to drop. I'm super confused actually. D. Is that just because of all the money I spent this time? Because I got an S last time. It must be. Okay, hold on. It was a back unit. It's called CWM HA30. We're past the missiles. I don't have it. I don't have it. Hold on. Small chance. There's a very small chance that I sold it. Incredibly small chance. Like, I don't think so. No, I don't have this part. Am I getting near the locked door? I think so. It'd be funny. It's happened. It's happened a couple times where I've been sitting here really trying to get a part to drop, being like, where is it? Why is it not giving it to me? And then I've had it the whole time. It's why I've been like triple checking before I actually start a challenge now. Because I've spent like 30 minutes to an hour trying to get a part and then realized that I had it.
This
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Is there anything like beyond this? No, it doesn't even like map this out. All right. We give it our good old college try here once again. Oh, I don't want to get blasted. When a good movie comes out, it's like twice a year. Movies have definitely been, at least for me, a little bland for a while.
Controls.
Not going to have much success with Elden Ring after I saw him play. Just give him time. You know, we all struggle at the beginning. Just let him cook a little bit. I don't know anymore. I don't know shit. I don't know where this goddamn part is. Maybe if everyone likes the stream, the part will drop. I think that that's true. Right? That's how that works. Improve map scan range. Do they? That sounds like one of those weird, like, obscure details that could be true. Okay, no, that gap is just like, it's going to be there. Yeah. I was kind of worried about that when I saw it, but no, it's just, even if I fly like up against it, it's gonna be there. Full thing is mapped out, right? Right? good. Ah, this mission is a pain in the ass. Firing energy orbs that fly in a perfectly straight line. You don't like the bubbles? Come on. The bubble gun? I think the bubble guns are really silly. Like in a fun way. Like they're weird. They're definitely weird, but having like a literal bubble machine gun is kind of fun at the same time. All right, this is the door release. I'm going to push the button and then the timer starts and we just gotta go. We just gotta do it quickly. You little shit. This is the way that I came from. Wrong door.
Security units are close.
Wait, what? Oh, no. I have to go back to the previous hub. That's right. It's like the guy said, there's some room for error, and I'm just showcasing that so that everyone else knows.
There's not much time. Let's hurry.
But shotguns are actually good in AC6. They're very good. Although I've said it before, everyone thinks that AC6 has like the most busted shotguns ever. Those people very clearly, and you know, some people would say that you can't blame these people, but very clearly do not have experience with the Gen 5 shotguns, because good Lord, if you have never, and you happen to have a Gen 5 copy laying around, just take my word on this one. You gotta give it a shot sometime. Just trust me on this. You just gotta trust me, bro. No, but seriously though, at least from what I played, I'm pretty sure that I could say Gen 5 has the strongest shotguns in Armored Core. Like, they're crazy. They are so wild. Dual heavy shotguns, bro, they're insane. They make the Zimmermans look like beanbag guns. Was a nice risk reward build. I think Gen 5 had such fun building. I said it in the reviews. People, well, a lot of people were like, yeah, I thought Gen 5 had really fun builds too. Other people were like, what the fuck? He said a good thing about AC5. Who told him he could do that? Who told him that's allowed? Because it's not. I'm still not over the reaction to the Armored Core 5 video. Because it was funny. Like, I kind of knew when I made it, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be one of those videos. Like, I know when those videos are gonna be those videos, right? Like, when I made the Ace Combat Zero video, I was like, ah, this is gonna be one of those videos. Okay. Like, it's one of those things where I know even before I write the script, like once my brain starts looking at the game a certain way, I'm like, ooh, we're getting spicy this week. Now just wait for the inevitable, you know, guys, I don't know about MGS3. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if I said that Metal Gear Solid 3 wasn't my thing? I find it hard to even assume that it couldn't be, because from what I've seen, it looks a lot like 2. And me and 2, we're chill. Me and Metal Gear Solid 2 are on good terms. You know, no spoilers, but you know, we're chilling. There's not a whole lot of spoilers. All I'm saying is that I didn't hate it, but I probably will also. I don't know, man. This time she just said it. I don't know, but we're out. I have no idea. My favorite is still MGR. I played MGR a couple years back. It's the one that I played and game was fun. Did not understand the story at all. Because they said a lot of shit that I was like, yeah, this would make sense if I had played the others. So I'm just mostly gonna tune out. I still thought the story was good, but I was like, there's so much here that I have no hope of knowing what the fuck they're saying right now. What MGS3 version? Am I gonna play the one with camera control? No, I'm gonna play Snake Eater. On a scale of 1 to 10, how gay are the Metal Gear games you've played so far? Honestly, really tame. Like, pretty low. I'm trying to think. If I had to put a number on it... Not very. Like a 3, maybe? There's very little of it so far, but I have... Like, I know that there's a meme about, what's it? About like Metal Gay Solid. I know that it's something that is joked about a lot. There it is. That thing was a bitch to get for no reason. The funny thing is that I didn't even change anything. It's just that time I got to that room and she said the thing. I left and I got it. Like nothing about the run itself changed. Anyway, 2 parts on the next one. The first one is a back missile. MWM, well, hold on. MWM one, okay. SM36. SM36. Well, SM30/3. Okay, I don't have this one. It's one that's actually like in the map. Oh, and then there's a dual back missile. CWX DM61 CWX DM32-1. I don't have either of these. Okay. One of them's in map. The other one says kill the second AC. Should be easy enough. Is that a double giant one? What does it say? It just says dual back missiles, so I don't know. We'll see when I get it. Please play the one with the camera control, please. I'm going for the OG version. I played the MSX version of Metal Gear 2. Literally just so that if there was a retcon instance, because I had heard that Metal Gear was crazy with retcons, so I've been hard sticking to playing the very original version of everything, with the one exception being the Metal Gear Solid PC port, but that, like, the story, there was no major change there other than, like, I guess the Psycho Mantis fight was slightly different.
A massive attack has been launched against our main headquarters. We require immediate assistance. Crest somehow found out about our plans to gain control of the satellite. They're doing everything they can to stop us.
It literally just makes the game better. Why are you doing this?
Consists of both ground and
because when the game came out, it didn't have it.
Right now their efforts are concentrated on the ground attack force.
Like maybe they responded to feedback and added it in a later version, but like the game's original design didn't have it.
Units that tried to land on the roof.
I'm way more interested in looking at how it came out rather than like how they touched it up over time. Kojima himself updated it. Kojima himself fucked up and didn't add it the first time. So I'm gonna call it out and I'm gonna talk about it. I have to.
Enemy aircraft approaching.
Kojima has spoken. I got a comment. Hold on. I might actually pull this one up real quick. Speaking of, hold on. It's not super on the same track, but let me find this real quick. Shouldn't take me very long. Here it is. I found it. Kojima wanted to stop making Metal Gear games since MGS2. Keep that in mind, because I'm going to come back to that. And you can kind of get the sense that he didn't want to make that game either. I've played the game. I don't know what he's talking about with that one. But Konami squeezed like 5 more games out of him, then gave him the boot so they could focus on pumping out cheap crap under the Metal Gear Solid name, which I know he's talking about Metal Gear Survive. I think I'm not going to buy Delta out of solidarity with Hideo. You guys want to know trivia about Metal Gear and Hideo not wanting to make Metal Gear games? You know what game Hideo didn't want to make for a while? He changed his mind. But for like a solid 2 years or so, he didn't even want to make Metal Gear 2. Like he didn't want to do a sequel to the original at all until like he heard about the Snake's Revenge project from a colleague. He had no intention of ever continuing the series whatsoever after the original release. And like clearly the guy stayed. He didn't have to stay. At Konami, I mean. It's Hideo Kojima. He could have gone anywhere. And clearly, like, when they did give him the boot, you know what he did? He said, okay, I'm making my own studio. And he did. And it's a highly successful studio. Because it's Hideo Kojima. Because the guy can do whatever he wanted. I really genuinely, having played MGS2, unless there's some story that I just couldn't find during all the research about the production of it, and there was a lot that I found about that game's production. Unless there's something that I just never came across, I got nothing to go off of that implies he didn't want to make that game.
One of the helicopters touched down. Take it out.
I get the impression he was done by 4. I've heard that before too. I like that one I've heard. But then he did 5. Like, I don't know.
Demolition charges set.
Uh-oh.
Clear out.
I think I failed. Yeah, I think I failed. Kojima is frankly terrible at consistent storylines, and I feel like that's kind of fun. Because like, oh, hold on. I saw the meme copy pasta. I caught it at a glance. Like I caught the first few words and I already know. That's kind of fun for me to do when I'm doing the series, like running through for the first time. Because I like stuff like in the Metal Gear Solid video where, you know, Snake just dropped the line of like, Big Boss told me in Zanzibar that he was my father before I killed him. And I was just like, no, he didn't. What? I was like, we played that. For me, I played it the week before. And I made sure to play the original. And I asked chat. And from what I've been told, they apparently did add a line in later re-releases to have him say that. But in the original version of the game, he just doesn't say that. Like, Big Boss being Snake's father was not even a plot point until Metal Gear Solid. And then he just kind of threw it in. Which is sloppy storytelling, sure. Especially, like, to do it with a retcon. Like, you could add it in without a retcon, and it would be a lot better, to be fair. But, like, the storytelling might be a little sloppy. But it's also definitely got, like, a charm to it. When you've got all these little things that are like, yeah, Kojima just kind of decided that he wanted to do this whole l'enfant terrible thing, and he just threw it in. Even though it conflicted with the previous material, he just tossed it in. He said, this is where we're at, this is the deal, we're doing this now. And everyone went, okay. Because honestly, most people didn't know with MGS as well. That's also a thing. Is that because the game was only in Japan for a long time, like most people who played MGS, just, they didn't know. They were just like, oh, okay, Big Boss Dad, got it. Even people in Japan, because Metal Gear 2 didn't sell very well from what little we can tell. There's not a whole lot of sales data on Konami's old like PSX games. But from the way that Kojima has talked about the first couple Metal Gear games, it doesn't sound like Metal Gear 2 was a very big financial hit or anything. Wow. The audio.
AC target identified. Commencing attack.
If I say that 5 has the best stealth espionage action gameplay, it isn't controversial. I've heard that before. Like, I've heard that 5, it seems like a fairly controversial game in terms of like story and stuff. But I've definitely heard that gameplay-wise, it's supposed to be like one of the greatest stealth games ever. This chain gun is just ridiculous. I can't believe that this got past testing. I can't believe that they didn't nerf it for Silent Line either. Like, not only did it make it into the game, but it stayed for the sequel and is still just ridiculously strong. Oh, I forgot to grab the part in the map. God damn it. It's on the ground next to the northeastern helipad. The part that I just have to grab. Oops, oops indeed. It's fine. What's one more replay of that mission? I got 2 emails. Inform you of a new addition to our part lineup. Mirage is committed to designing and manufacturing the best parts available. We're sure you'll agree with us once you try it. The new product is the MCM MI008 AC core. Please check the shop. There seems to be no end to what you can accomplish. We here at Global Cortex are extremely impressed and would like to reward you for your outstanding performance. A new product has been delivered to the shop. It's the KGP ZXVI AC generator part. I don't get what Konami was doing kicking Kojima out. Like, wasn't he still making them money? I don't know the entire story, because also, you know, I haven't played the game. But from my understanding, it seems like he spent way more on the budget of 5 than he was approved to. And they were pissed about it, but then they kind of were like, maybe it will sell well enough that we won't fire you. But then it didn't. I would have to assume that even after like the success of the game financially, it just wasn't enough. Oh yeah, and it took a super long time too. That's also true. There's a slight gap between entries going into MGS5. Went massively over budget and over on time. He chose to hire big Hollywood names to act in the game. And he was probably going to do the same thing for Silent Hills, if we're going to be honest. Like, just to be straight up about it. Looking at PT and like what he was kind of setting up to do there, and then dropping Norman Reedus in the trailer of it, he was probably also about to spend a ridiculous amount of money and manpower on that game as well. So Konami might have been like, this guy, he costs us too much money. We can't keep him. We can't. Is that the part? Oh. No, that's not the part. It might be the part. What? Hold on.
Take it out.
One of the helicopters landed. Where?
One of the helicopters touched down. Take it out.
Look everywhere next to the helipad. It is next to the northeastern one. So it's next to this one. Everywhere. God damn it. I'm Googling it because, once again, the guide, it's great to have as much information as it has, but it's not consistently enough to do things smoothly. Hold on. I'm reading. This doesn't even mention. God damn it. Here we go. I found a YouTube video. Is that on the helipad? I thought it was, but I tried to pick it up and I didn't get it. Oh my god, wait, it's that?
One of the helicopters touched down. Take it out.
That's insane. No, that's actually crazy. The fact that I just looked back after unpausing too and it was right there. Like, I just needed to look away and look back. Brothers, don't, anyone in chat, do not tell me that you saw that, because I know that none of us saw that shit. Tiny pixel? That's crazy. Would I stream Death Stranding? Yeah. Death Stranding and, what's it called? Project Wingman are in, like, the same boat for me in terms of content right now. Where for both of them, I'm kind of like side-eyeing them and like maybe you get a bonus video. At the very least, you probably get a stream. Like even if Project Wingman doesn't get a bonus video for like a review after I do Ace Combat, I'm at least gonna stream it like after I get through the Ace Combat games. And if I don't do a bonus video for Death Stranding, at the very least, I'll probably play through it after we stream through all the Metal Gear games. Right now, I'm kind of just side-eyeing both of them. And I'm like, you, maybe, we will see. Potentially. Oh. You see the trailer for 2? I did not watch the trailer for 2. I've seen people on Twitter talking about it, so I've seen some things from 2. I've seen the woman with the hands on her shoulders that lights the cigarette. I saw one funny tweet about the hands that light the cigarette that said, like, it's so funny to me that despite Kojima not being a smoker himself, he, in every single one of his games, has, like, prominent characters smoking all the time and finds cooler and cooler ways to portray smoking. And it's true. Like, he does just have characters smoking cigarettes in his shit all the time, and he always makes it look cool. But he, like, you know, kind of... What's the word I'm looking for? I guess publicly has stated, like, on multiple occasions that he's not a smoker and that he doesn't like smoking. But he apparently just thinks that it looks really cool to have characters smoking, and he comes up with these weird creative ways to have them do it. Like having little robot hands on your shoulders that light your cigarette for you. And I'm assuming we'll, like, take it out of your mouth and put it back in. I would have to assume. I don't, if that's in the trailer, I didn't see it, but just, I would have to assume that that's also going to be a thing that character does. Guy with a guitar shooting lightning, fighting a mech that makes creepy baby noises as it kills. What? Presumably, he's not being paid by the tobacco industry to do it, so it's okay. I mean, the tobacco industry, at least in the US, is just dying progressively. It's like a slow, painful death. Because so few I'm gonna sound like a boomer when I say it, despite being a zoomer, but so few younger people smoke nowadays. Like, so few people my age, like my generation, smoke. Because we know that it looks kind of cool, but it tastes not great, and it's really addictive and miserable to get addicted to it. Like, we all got kept off of it. All about the vapes. Even the vapes were really big, like when I was in high school. But past like high school, vaping isn't really a thing for people my age anymore either. Because I think people have now come around on vapes for the most part, at least here. I don't know, at least in my state. It's probably not even across the US. But at least here, like in Minnesota, people have kind of come around on vapes and been like, yeah, you know, you're trading all the carcinogens from cigarettes, sure, but like turning propylene glycol into vapor and then putting that in your lungs isn't a whole lot better. Killing your customers isn't a good business model. It's a great business model. It's a great one until people find out that you're killing your customers. Because it really worked for them for a long time. Keep in mind, the tobacco industry was huge. Like, cigarettes were huge, super profitable, because they're so addictive. People can't stop. But once those people die, and then the next wave of people realize that that's why they're dying, and they stop buying, like, you get less and less people addicted in the first place, yeah, then you kind of lose it. It only works for so long. It worked really well for a long time. This next one just says, beat the mission with your consort alive and with the final AC dead. I might have this because that's so simple. Say that to the arms industry. True, actually. True. Back unit triple rocket. It's MWR. We're in that territory. Hold on. MWR TM30. Are you shitting me? I have the TM60. All right, we need to get it. Beat the mission with your consort alive and with the final AC dead. Especially the nicotine ones. Yeah, like I had friends in high school who got hooked on nicotine through vaping. But like every single one of them has quit now because it really is like, well, yeah, you don't have the same chemicals in vapes, but you still have chemicals in vapes. The new tobacco is pain medication. True. And THC and CBD progressively.
Raven, if you've received this
they're not
request,
super
you are one of the
addictive,
select few chosen
or they're
to
not
assist
as
us on
addictive. They are
important
still
assignment.
addictive,
Our
but
objective is to remove the threat posed by
in
the
a different
satellite
way.
cannon.
They're not physical dependencies.
The systems
the way that
operate
nicotine
the
is.
cannon are malfunctioning, and it's creating havoc on the planet's surface.
But as they progressively get legalized more and more, I think most of the US has them. Oh, it's this?
Is expected,
Okay.
so work closely with the other Ravens we've hired.
Still really big in my high school. I feel like
We only have
there
one
it's
shot
really
at
big in
this to
high
make sure
school,
everything goes as planned.
but like when I got into like my senior year, like most of the seniors stopped vaping. And then in college, I knew no one who vaped in college, and now I know no one who, okay, I know one person who vapes, but he's older and a former cigarette smoker.
Combat system engaged.
So he like replaced cigarettes with e-cigs. Which early on was like the market for it, right?
Moving up.
Before,
Everything okay?
is it still, we have a official high schooler in chat. Is it still Juul? Is Juul still like the company
They're everywhere. I
for
can't
vapes? Vape juices, etc. Because I remember that they were getting into like a ton of big lawsuits and stuff, and there was a ton of regulation getting put on them. But then, like, you know, I kind of stopped meeting people, and like everyone that I knew who did vape stopped vaping. I stopped meeting people who vaped, not just meeting people entirely. And like I haven't heard the name Jewel in years. There are people in high school in this vintage game channel chat. I know.
I got it, Raven. You can move
It's
on.
not the normal demographic anymore. It used to be Jess has been here long enough. Jess has seen the demographic shift. Pretty sure Jewel got banned. That doesn't surprise me.
Enemy AC detected. Watch out.
Beating this AC with my consort alive is actually going to be more difficult than it sounded. But if they keep shooting at me, and as long as I don't die... Oh, they have the ECM jamming thing? Oh no, that's wild. Ooh, big shotgun blasts from the consort. Seems like whatever I was getting... Oh no, they still have ammo. I was about to say, it seems like they ran out of ammo on whatever they were melting me with. Oh. All right, never mind. We did it. We're all good. It's not a worry. The 19% is no longer. Jess, you want to know what's really funny? Hold on, I'm gonna let people guess on this one. There is currently one game series that I'm playing on stream that has a noticeably higher female demographic, like markedly higher. Does anyone have a guess at which series I've been playing recently that has the much higher female demographic?
Good work, Raven.
Like more than double the rest.
Mission complete.
DMC, it's not DMC. I actually don't know what it looks like on DMC. I could be wrong. I haven't paid attention to the demographic stuff for DMC very much, actually. But I'm not thinking of DMC. It could be on DMC. I'll look. Oh, that stream is too recent. GTA? It's not GTA. Tekken. It's not Tekken. Metal Gear Solid. It's Metal Gear, you guys. It's Metal Gear. Noticeably, like, more than double the amount of or not the amount, more than double the ratio, the percentage of female viewership on Metal Gear stuff, videos and streams. Noticeably higher. I don't know why. I really don't. Women are lured in by pixel games. For context, Jess is a woman. I don't know if any of you could have put that together on your own, but what did I win? Digital cookie? Maybe because of Snake's sexy ass voice and the clap of his ass cheeks as he tries to sneak past the guards, right? This was the TM30. That's right. What? Oh, it's a single. I read back unit triple rocket, and for some reason I thought it was one of the like double shoulder ones. It's a single. My bad. Where is it? Huh? TM30. It just gave it to me, right, chat? It dropped, didn't it? I mean, I did the thing. Oh, it's way over here. Oh, rocket. I was looking at missiles. Okay. I got it. For a second, I was like, what the hell? How the age demographics are doing? Like across the board? Here. Oh, that's funny. YouTube has flagged like the last week of my channel as like, hey, this is a learning opportunity. They have literally like a little like graduation cap image that pops up from time to time where they're like, hey, you should really pay attention to what you did different like over this week so that you know that this leads to this. YouTube has now marked the last week as like, hey, you should do this more. This is a good thing. This clearly worked. Okay, here we go. Age demographics. 13 to 17 year olds make up 2% of channel viewership, which is a lot less than it used to. Actually, can I open another tab? Hold on. And let's go back to... Let's go to January of last year, actually. Because like all of my analytics, they do the last 28 days on YouTube. So I'll filter it to January 2023. That's what I'll compare to for the age demographics. There. And there. Boom. Am I the oldest here? Definitely not. Okay. I have my comparison data. The biggest difference happens in the 18 to 24 year old demographic between like this point last year and now. 1-1, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Last year, 18 to 24 year olds made up 43% of the demographic on the channel. And now they only make up 24. That age group has dropped by a lot, but it's because of the rise of the 25 to 34 year olds. They are the majority demographic. If you are between 25 and 34, you are actually in the majority on this channel. Shout out to the 50-year-olds. We'll get there. We'll get there. Even then, if you're between 35 and 44, there's still more of you than 18 to 24-year-olds because you make up 28% of the overall demographic. And even if you are between the ages of 45 to 54, you make up 7%. You make up more than triple of the high school agers, 13 to 17. 7% of Chole viewers are between 45 and 54. What's the female demographic now? 7.2 overall. Like channel wide over the last month. It's at 7.2. Which is actually still pretty strong. Because like the percentage has fallen a lot. But think about it this way, Jess. The numbers, right? The pure numbers. If we took 19% of the summer of 2022 and we compare that to 7% of the numbers now, there's so many more of you. Just think about it that way. When are you gonna stream tennis for 2? We old, but 40 is the new 20. 40 is the new 20 when it's a channel where I play PS2 games almost every day. You wonder why the age demographics have gone up so much. It's because I used to play a lot of new stuff. Now I play a lot of old stuff. Hold on, let me check these parts because I have A ranks on all of the Zone 7 missions and I've played all of them. So chances are I've got a couple of these. Only 3 missions left though. Only 3 left. Hold on. First one is a back unit orbit cannon. MWC OC30. Oh, I have OC15. Damn it. Okay. And the other one is the headpiece mist eye, which, yeah, I have that one. Okay. So I only need to, oh, this one's just in the map. Badass. Look in the crater, shoot the back of the plane, and find the part inside. We go. Am I gonna review the skateboarding minigame in MGS2 Substance? I played Sons of Liberty, so it's not included in the video going up tomorrow. For those reviews, I'm doing the original versions.
In conducting a survey of the unexplored region. They want to determine the source of the signal that caused
32 this year, I don't like it. I'm 22 this year. I don't like that.
Examination revealed that it is being patrolled by a large
Incoming at least one person who's like 22. The fuck?
In order to conduct the
There's always one person every time I say it who doesn't know.
Head to the area and eliminate any targets you encounter.
I give off like a mid-20s angry boomer vibe, when in reality I'm an early 20s angry boomer. There's a way to do it on PPSSPP. Emphasis on multiplayer in a PSP game. And cackling when it died of old age. Because that was funny. Just the fact that not only did we get an elder and name it after you, because you were on the older end of the frequent chatters at the time. Not the oldest, but on the older end. Right? And then just the cherry on top was when said elder in Cult of the Lamb died of old age. I couldn't hold myself back at that point. It was so funny, that coincidence. You were 21 last year. I'm still 21. I'm not even 22 yet. Not for a couple months still. I turned 22 at the end of April. Actually, I turned 22 here. This is on brand for the week, you guys. On the same day that Metal Gear Solid 2 takes place, I turned 22. MGS2 takes place in 2009. So at least the bulk, like outside of the very end of MGS2, MGS2 takes place on my 7th birthday. The more you know. And hilariously, I didn't even notice it until I was editing the video. I didn't even catch the fact that it took place on that day until after I finished playing. Somehow, I managed to just completely not notice until after the fact. Until I was going back through footage and I noticed that they said the date and I was like, oh, wait a second.
Target approaching. There are 2 ACs.
Gives off 30 plus vibes. It's like I said, I have a certain angry boomer energy to me, right? Ow. I took a lot of damage in the beginning to be fighting you two right now. I wasn't prepared to fight 2 ACs at the end of this. I didn't think this was part of the plan. All your friends are married with kids and you have a mortgage to pay. I have to go to one of my buddy's weddings in a few months, and I think it's in June or July. It's one of those. Like one of my super close friends from high school. I have to go to his wedding in a few months. It's starting for me. I currently have 4 friends from high school who are married or engaged.
Global Cortex recently received,
and I have
each of the corporations
one friend from middle school who has a kid already. And I have one of the friends who's married just announced that he is having a kid in a few months. Like his kid will be born in a few months. They just announced that she's pregnant. I'm like, bro, why is it starting now? I'm 21. Why is everyone getting married? What's happening? Stop. Stop. In this economy, married at 21 years old? What are you talking about?
Combat system engaged.
Where are you going to live?
Multiple heat sources.
Did you think about that?
They seem to be protecting something.
Because I thought about that.
Raven, watch yourself.
How are you paying for this wedding? Actually, I know one of my buddies who's engaged, his fiance's grandparents are like bankrolling the entire wedding. They didn't ask them to, but they like offered to and then insisted. To the point where his fiance's parents had to just be like, just let them do this. They're not going to back down from this. Just let them have it. Where we're going to live, any movement on that front? No, the ball is not on my court in that front. Cough, cough. I mean, what? I'm speaking in codes. I paid like $125 to get married, man. One guy that I know that just got married, his was pretty cheap as well, because they literally did like, they didn't do like the big after party or anything. They just did like the, what's the word that I'm looking for? I can't think of it right now. The actual formalities part. Like they legit just did that, and they only had like direct family there. Like there were only like 20 people there for it, and that was it. Because they were just like, yeah, we don't really care to have the whole big wedding. Because, you know, the big wedding can cost like $30K. So they were like, no, we're just gonna do the official part. We'll have like our parents there and our grandparents and like siblings, and that's it. Like, we're done. And I mean, yeah, that's a lot cheaper. But isn't the point of the wedding kind of the party? I asked my friend this. I was like, isn't the whole point kind of the party? Like, sure, you do the whole actually getting married part, but isn't the party the real reason that everyone's there? Mine was expensive as hell. I want to say that if it were me, I would do the expensive as hell thing. But I also recognize that this morning, I realized that I had to buy something for a video coming up that was like 50 bucks. And I got really genuinely pissed about it.
Mission complete.
Like, I was upset that I had to spend $50 this morning. So maybe not. It just wasn't worth it for one day. That's kind of the thing. Like, it's fun, but it's a lot. Dozens of thousands. Yeah, I know that, like, having a few friends that are engaged right now, they're all like, yeah, it costs a lot of money. Did I grab the part the second time? You can spend obscene amounts of money many times. That's true. You only get married once, but there's plenty of opportunities to spend tens of thousands of dollars. I don't know, man. It's a lot of money. I'm genuinely just sitting here like, I get kind of upset whenever I have to spend like any money. I'm just insanely frugal. Like ridiculously frugal. I don't like to spend money at all. You should have seen how I reacted when I found out that there was an issue with my car that was gonna cost like $900. I just about lost my shit. I was like, $900? What do you mean $900? It can't be that much. It can't be. There's no way. I am so like money in to the savings account, money stays, or I guess the portfolio, but my investments are more passive than they used to be. I used to like actively day trade, but it's so time consuming to do it really. Because you could try to day trade without spending a lot of time like on the market, like without spending a few hours a day actively doing it, but then you're just gonna lose the money. When I told him I spent 25 pounds on a single shot, bro, I was, because that's crazy. 25 pounds for a single shot is insane. It's like when you hear about like those chefs in like Dubai who just shave gold onto things to make it more expensive. Like you get a cheeseburger that's genuine, it's just a cheeseburger, but they like shredded some gold onto it and it's like a $200 burger now. Like what? Well, how is it worth that much? How is a burger worth $200? How is a shot worth 25 bucks? Maybe the burger is a little more extreme of an example, but you get what I'm saying, right? I'm outraged by that. Has anyone seen like the chefs putting gold on shit? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Because this is real. I'm not like pulling this out of my ass and making it up. Like it's a real thing. Like some really fancy chefs will just like shred gold onto shit, quite literally, and then upcharge it like crazy because it has gold on it. And like, yeah, the gold costs money. I think that I learned the insane frugalism genuinely, chat. I think I learned it from being a gamer. It sounds like I'm joking, but hear me out here, right? In high school, I was so broke, so broke. Every job I worked was minimum wage, and minimum wage, like even 3 years ago, was a lot less than it is now, right? Like when I worked minimum wage in high school, when I first started working minimum wage, it was $8.50. Now in the state of Minnesota, same state, but like 5 years later, it's like $10.75. So in high school, I was super broke. And you know what my favorite hobby was? It was gaming. So, you know, I was broke, but I could spend like 20 bucks and I could get hours of happiness and entertainment out of that $20. Like gaming, kind of expensive to get into, right? But once you're into it, it's pretty cheap as a hobby, all things considered. Unless you're like actively keeping up with the entire industry, then it gets kind of expensive. Like when I was doing that last year, doing like all the releases, it adds up pretty quick, especially because they're all like full price, 60, 70, depending on the game. But if you're casually into gaming, it's actually fairly cheap. Once you've got like a console or a PC, beyond that point, pretty cheap. My stomach just growled like a demon. I heard it through my headphones. My mic probably didn't pick it up. It might have. It likely didn't. But holy shit. That was Wild. I'm reading for the next mission. Okay, here we go. There was a lot of text. I wasn't really reading. I was trying to get to the bottom. Back unit for extra ammo. I have this, right? The AD-30. Oh, we're so in the money if I have this, and I think I do. I should have scrolled the other way. Oh no, I have the AD-60. Son of a bitch. Beat the mission fast. Kill the AC at the end of it. The upside, it's the only hidden part for this mission. That's the positive here. And another positive, I only have 2 missions left. Oh, little growl. Okay, where's the gold pizza thing coming from? I've seen it. My culinary instructor years ago wouldn't stop raging about it. Bro, I wouldn't stop raging about it. Gold leaf pizza worth a few grand. Gold leaf, is that real? Gold reef? Gold leaf pizza? Compared to basically anything, you could spend the cost of a PS5 on one fancy meal. It would have to be a pretty fucking fancy meal, but you're not wrong. In all honesty, you're really not. Gaming is pretty cheap as a hobby. I think it's not that it's cheap purely monetarily. It's kind of like cheap for the amount of time that you'll get out of it, you know?
Preparations are being made.
Like, I could spend $20 to go and see a movie for 2 hours. I could spend 20 bucks on, like, actually, I have it literally here. You know what I spent $29 on? Getting my copy of Ace Combat 6 that just came in the mail for the next Ace Combat video, right? This cost me 29 bucks. If I went to the movies and I got like a large popcorn and a drink, that would probably be like 28, 29 bucks. Genuinely. The ticket, the large popcorn, and like a drink would probably be about as much as this. I'm gonna get way more time out of this than the one movie and the bag of popcorn. Bucket. Apples to oranges.
Our mission objective is to destroy the reactor core that provides power to
I think it's a value thing.
Once this is complete, a research team can be sent in to investigate.
Xbox 360 game jump scare? Bro, we're breaking out the 360. It's happening.
We can uncover information that provides
It's happening. I'm breaking out the 360. It's gonna be great.
What caused the mass AI equipment malfunction?
Because this, I messed with it on emulator last night. Nothing. It's I can make it mostly work, but there's glitches that are glaring enough that it's like, no, I'm gonna have to use hardware for this. It's too unstable on emulator. And I'm the guy who emulated Gen 5 Armored Core, okay? Both of them. I emulated them. This is too unstable on emulator. So if you know anything about Gen 5 Armored Core on emulator, like, I didn't draw the line there, I'm drawing the line here. That shit's too buggy. Doesn't work. Kinda works. Not well enough. I think it was like 20 for a return ticket. It was a good few years back though. Yeah, like gaming, you don't spend that much. Oh, you know what game I recently paid a good amount of money for? Tekken 8. I spent 70 bucks. Do I regret spending $70? Absolutely not. You know why? Because I've already played like a lot of, how many hours of Tekken 8 have I played? Let's go look, chat. Let's go take a look. This was part of the reason that the MGS2 video was hard to get out on time. It was Tekken. I've played 33 hours of Tekken 8. I've played 33.2 hours of Tekken 8 since it came out on the 26th of January. So like 10 days ago? Yeah, 10 days ago. Averaged out, that's 3 hours a day, which is a lot. I've got 30 hours, wonderful game. My friend Owen has 41.2 hours, so it's not just me. Love Choice weekend deal. Only $1.33, goddamn. What rank, what's your, I have no idea about my win rate. I'm in Warrior right now. I'm in the yellow ranks. Oh god, it's this level? Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be a shit show with this AC.
Sector A18 clear. It's impassable.
Sector MO8 clear. There's nothing here.
Why did I bring the lightweight? I mean, I brought it because I have to apparently do the mission very fast.
No sign yet.
Enemy down. Where to next?
But yeah, this is gonna be a mess. There's a resupply halfway through this mission, right?
Sector C24 clear.
I think. Oh, that's bad.
Copy that. Keep moving.
Ah! Let me through that door.
Sector NO4 clear.
Yeah, I don't know my Tekken win rate, but I know that I'm in Warrior. I'm into yellow ranks now. Oh, I'm dead. Spent 22 hours on Geometry Dash and I got it for less than $1. I mean, yeah, even with like the 30 hours of Tekken, right? For 70 bucks. That's in the first week and a half. Like, I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm not going to stop playing it. I have to win a lot of trades, 2 mistakes, and I'm out. Just learn to juggle. It'll take you far. Just learn one. I played a little last night before I went to bed, which is probably some people in chat. This is one of those things that might make me sound somewhat psychotic. But played a little Tekken ranked before I went to sleep last night to chill out once all my work was done. And I came against I came up against the most godly Kazuya, like clear long-time legacy player. He was on like a 17 win streak when I came across him, and just insane. And as a
Roger, keep looking.
maybe still Kazuya main, undecided, potentially former, potentially current Kazuya main, I had so much respect. The dude absolutely ran my shit. Like, his execution was godly. His timing was godly. He knew what to do. He was reading me like a book. He figured me out within like a round, and I was trying to change things up, but I would get like 2 good hits in on him, doing a new thing, you know, taking a different approach. He would immediately start to read it. I tried to keep switching up. He was always prepared. It was crazy. This guy was way out of my league. I don't think this AC can do this mission.
Copy that. Keep moving.
I don't think I have the defense for this mission.
Sector NO4 clear.
Roger that. Continue your search.
I want the next game to tone down on the juggles. I think the juggles where they are is good. Because it's like, because of how harsh the fall off is on combo damage, it doesn't really matter what character you're playing. The highest combo I've seen anyone land, like on Twitter, YouTube, whatever, and we're talking like people who just lab combos. Like their whole thing is like they're combo artists sort of thing, right? Like those kind of people. The absolute highest combo that I've seen, like true combo, right? We're not talking combo into maybe like, you know, Oki. We're talking like actual combo. Highest I've seen was like 72. Actually, that's not true. Highest I've seen was 79. And it was a Kazuya combo that required you to activate heat and burn the entire bar to get that 79. Some wall combos that are brutal. That's true. Although, I haven't seen any wall combos that you can't get out of. Like, every one of them will have some getup that will break out of it. But then it's the whole Tekken thing where, like, it's gonna take some time for everyone to learn those matchups. And even then, like, only intermediate to advanced players are gonna know the matchups. But we'll see you around, Jess. Because I know that a crazy one that I saw was the
Spread out.
like weird Victor bubble slam move against the wall. And that shit looked insane until someone showcased that you can just quick stand out of it and block and you'll be good.
Sector A01 clear.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Nothing here.
And like now in Tekken 8, Kazuya can, if you try to quick stand, Kazuya can just repeatedly forward for you into the wall on loop. But if you tech roll it, you're out.
Sector A.
Like as soon as you tech roll, he's lost you. You're out of the combo. So it's always like you just gotta know the get up thing to do to get out of them right now, which I think is fine long term. But in the first week of the game, you get a lot of chaos of like, oh my god, this Victor bubble shit against the wall is insane. How I can't break this. He has an infinite. He doesn't. It's just that we don't know what to do against it yet, you know? I think long term it'll be fine, but there's been some chaos with it to be sure in like the first week and a half. Especially with the newcomers. Because legacy characters, a lot of it carries over. None of it's really new.
Roger that.
Except for like Kazuya now having what we thought was an infinite for all of like a day until people figured it out. It's mostly the newcomers that have it. Victor and Reina especially. I haven't seen any crazy wall combo shit with Azucena, but I'm sure it exists and I just haven't encountered it. I have to say as well, you know how Hwoarang mains are a bit of a meme in Tekken? I think Azucena mains are going to be like the next memed player. Did I just go backwards? No.
Sector C30 clear.
Oh my god, I'm in another one.
What's wrong with my AC though?
I think Azucena mains are quickly on their way to be like the next memed character in the game. Then the US studio makes like 15 seasons of Supernatural. I think it's just because they keep churning out money. To be fair, a lot of studios here will just end it. But yeah, if they make like ridiculous amounts, they'll just keep going.
Combat system.
I'm not gonna play Tekken. What was the deal with Reina? She is, in fact, Heihachi's daughter. She does, in fact, have the devil gene. What was the thing for this mission again? Oh yeah, beat the mission fast and kill the AC at the end.
I copy that, Firebird. Clear out.
Oh my god, these things are on me. Her voice lines and sound effects add to the meme. And it's, look, I don't know if it's just me, but the Azucena players that I've been coming up against on ranked have been really scrubby. Like, not even like, okay, it's a new character and people are still figuring her out. I just mean like scrubby. Like, just mashing buttons, throwing out lows at the end of strings consistently, even after I've low parried it like 10 times in a row. They keep throwing the same low ender. Like that kind of scrubby. Not like new character, just actual scrubby behavior. Which means Reina's a boy. Could you imagine?
My energy gauge isn't recharging.
The plot twist.
The reactor core. Raven, destroy it.
We'll see if this was fast enough for the part, because I don't really know. I could have been a lot faster in a lightweight, but the lightweight was just getting shredded. Like, the lightweight just actually could not hang. Hello? There we go. Just kept inadvertently attracting devil ladies to him. Devil Lars in Tekken 9 is going to happen. Wasn't Lars like an wasn't he a test tube baby? He was an artificial baby, right? Have been spammers of a few moves trying to cheese 2 combos, etc. That's what I'm saying. It seems like Azucena players are going to be like the new memed mains because so far they've just been really scrubby and really spammy in my experience. It might chill out beyond like the beginning of the game, but so far it's definitely been that way. Didn't drop me the part. We go for another speedrun. How fast can I do it? A devil test tube baby? Perhaps. But I think Lars is the one that is like genuinely safe from it because he's a lab baby.
Raven.
Combat system engaged.
But yeah, Azucena has that one little thing, like that stance where she kind of like walks up and claps and leans in at you, and she's got that low out of it that's wild. If it hits, and bro, I've just learned that if Azucena goes into that stance, 9 times out of 10, like genuinely, she's throwing that low. You low parry it, free juggle.
It's impassable.
And despite me doing that for like, you know, a whole 10 rounds straight against them every single time without fail, like every Azucena I've played, they're not going to start throwing the mid out of the stance, which exists. I had one Azucena who actually mixed it up because there is a mid out of that stance. It's just none of them use it because the low is wild. They just get used to throwing the low like muscle memory and they don't unlearn it. You can low parry them every single time. They keep throwing the low. It's wild. Azucena mains have been something so far.
Sector C-24 clear. Copy that. Keep moving.
Sector NO4 clear.
About the war 15 years ago? What meme are we talking about here?
Roger that. Continue your search.
Law and June are hard to read, spammy, but they seem safe. Law, I don't have much issue with Law. June has been a little tricky. I kind of agree with June. But even then, whenever I have a bad matchup against another character, like I just don't know how to read them, I go a little turtle mode. Not like super hard turtle, but like I start to turtle up. I start to just focus on defending and only throwing a hit when I know that it's safe. Like I know that they just threw something negative, like a launcher or something. And it does me some good. Dragunov seems to be top tier again. Does he? Maybe I just haven't come up against like good Dragunovs. He seems good. He doesn't seem bad by any means. But I haven't seen Dragunovs that have made me like, oh shit, he's really good now. I still don't understand what Akuma was doing in 7. You know, Akuma in 7 storyline-wise is so funny to me. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but his character in 7 was literally like, I'm here to kill you. Like, I was hired to kill you, but I waited for years so that you would get stronger so that you could at least pose some challenge to me. Wasn't that literally his story in 7?
Ravens, we just lost back.
He pulled like a Goku move where he genuinely like he waited to let the enemy get stronger just so that it could be a more interesting fight. So that it would be more entertaining for him. He threw him the sensu bean, you know?
Raven, that's the only sector that has been
Ooh, hello. I think the game slows down if the connection's bad. Yeah, Tekken 8, if there's ever frame rate issues, it slows down on both sides. It'll mirror that.
My energy gauge isn't recharging.
It's a very Akuma motivation. It was great. Doesn't know about the war 15 years ago. Oh, the fucking Belkin War. You're talking about the Belkin War. I get it. Had too much focus on him for a guest character. It was funny. Basically the same thing he did to Ryu. I don't know Street Fighter lore at all. Despite Street Fighter being like my second favorite. How fast? How fast? What's this mission called? How fast do you want me to go? Huh? Destroy the power core. Hidden part. Here we are. Complete the second part within 160 seconds and defeat the AC. The timer at the start of the second part is 5 minutes, so I have to beat it before... Wait a second. Okay, yeah. Sorry, 160 seconds is 240, so I have to beat it before 220? I did that. Last run.
Ravens.
I'll do it one more time.
Combat system engaged.
6 doesn't match it. I think 6 is my favorite. I do. I especially think that once that balance patch for 6 comes out, that's going to in a few months.
Roger. Keep looking.
Because of Capcom's crazy, like, we're gonna do one balance patch a year thing. Which honestly, Giga Chad, I think a year is a little too long now that I've seen it in the wild. But really,
There's nothing here.
some crazy Chad behavior from Capcom on that to be like, yeah, so that you guys can adapt to the meta and learn the game and make sure that things are actually broken or need a buff or whatever.
Enemy down.
We're only doing one balance patch a year. I think with that, even that first balance patch, that game's gonna be, because Street Fighter 6's balance is good. It has some spots where it's not great, but it's really good across the board. Like, Ken needs to get brought in check a little bit. JP needs to get brought in check a little bit. Lily needs a bit of love. She's really weak compared to the rest of the roster, like noticeably weak. That's about it. Maybe Aki could use a buff, but she doesn't feel like awful. She just feels a little weak. Other than that, the game is pretty balanced. I think features-wise, like content-wise, Tekken 8 shows it up a little bit, to put it lightly. But
30 clear. Something's wrong with my AC though.
I think the gameplay that's there is good. Oh, you know what needs to happen with the balance patch whenever it comes out? Something has to happen to Drive Rush. Not Drive Impact. Drive Rush is busted. Like, super dominant, doesn't matter what character you're playing. Drive Rush will get you crazy results. Okay. Is my math good on this? I have to complete this and kill the AC within 2 minutes, 20 seconds, right? And by the AC, it does mean the big white, right? I'm gonna go check the video real quick. Oh, sorry, I bonked the shit out of my mic. Yeah, okay, it's just the big white.
Careful. Enemy targets ahead.
As long as I complete the whole thing before 220, we should be good to go.
I copy that, Firebird. Clear out.
They've got me surrounded in Sector B4.
This is way too much damage. I don't want to take all that.
Barbed wire.
Barbed wire is a good AC name. Oh. Your AC's on fire?
Ravens, we just lost another pilot. Raven, that's the only sector that hasn't been searched.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Nine ball can turn into a jet. It's not canon, you bastards. Stop that. You stop that. Oh, shit.
Retreating. My energy gauge isn't recharging.
I got time.
The reactor core. Raven,
Sit still.
destroy it.
No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Ooh, don't hit me either, please. That should be plenty of time to spare. That should be the part. According to the description I have gotten. That should be it. But it's not. Something is wrong here. Something somewhere is wrong. I don't know. But I don't have this part. It doesn't go to the shop, does it? For whatever reason. KMAD. Yeah, no, that's not here. It's not in my part list either. When? When? It's in my part list. When did that drop? I have one mission left. How many secret parts? 2. 2 parts. Okay. One of them's a linear gun. Wait a second. It's LIC 100. It's gotta be a single one, right? Not that. LIC. I have it. The other one is a core. CCH E4. Or sorry, 04 EOC. 04 EOC. I have it. I have the hidden parts. I clicked the live and it gave me the Spider-Man one from 2 months ago. What? You know Cole sucks at coin flipping? It's not that I'm bad at coin flipping, it's that the coin betrayed me, that's all. I'm not done. We have 9% left, but I have saved the best for last with the end game arena stuff. Should we do EX arena or just the additional arena opponents first? Thoughts? Okay, context, by the way. Last night, False was doing open lobby Among Us. I joined. At one point, my light, my big ass production light, okay, that sits right here behind the camera, okay? Context. That thing just completely comes unmounted from my desk. You know how long it's been mounted to that desk? Since November, chat. I mounted it in November. Last night, as I'm sitting here playing Among Us, like mid meeting as well. Mid meeting. I'm talking to everyone, trying to figure out who's imposter and all that. This bitch comes off the mount, falls towards me, tries to kill me. That thing is heavy. Came right down towards my head. I caught it. Thankfully, as it makes a really loud noise when the mount just kind of goes boom and comes off. Came unhinged, and I was just like, what the fuck? So I had to stand up. I had to remount my light. Let me read this, and then I'll continue. An old school pilot who favors rapid fire weapons over all others. He's rather arrogant for someone ranked so low and has made a number of enemies because of this. His AC is flexible enough to perform well in a variety of situations. This looks like chain gun food to me. So yeah, light comes off. It was acting sus. Yeah, I'm upset there was no scream. I don't scream when I get scared. My eyes go wide. That's it. Sometimes, if I really get the shit scared out of me, I'll jump. But I don't scream when I get scared. It's just not a thing I do. Unfortunately, because it means that I can't, you know, fake my reactions as well with horror games, or even get good genuine reactions from horror games. But light comes off, tries to fall straight on my head. I catch it, I have to remount it. So I'm AFK for like 5 minutes. I get back in and they're in a meeting. They're in a meeting. There's 5 people left, including me. I don't know how I'm still alive, but whoever was imposter, oh, it was, I know who was imposter, I remember. They were generous and they didn't kill me while I was AFK. Miraculously. Which is weird of them to do because, oh, I guess maybe they were waiting until I would be like the last kill to win. That might be what they were doing because I would be free at that point. I don't know. Hold on, cliffhanger again. Content with her current AC setup and adamant in her ways, Brace is reluctant to make any part changes without first giving it a lot of thought. This is a pity because she'd have a much better AC with just a few adjustments. But yeah, I'm in this meeting. There's 5 of us. And one of the people in this meeting is imposter. They got one of them already. Okay? So we only have to vote out the one person. Or sorry, no, there were 4 of us. There were 4 of us and one was imposter. And 2 of us were completely clear because we were AFK while people died. So it's between... Or sorry, no, there were... Sorry. There were 5. My bad. There are 2 rounds to this, okay? There were 5. 1 imposter. Anyway. 2 of them are arguing when I sit down. And I have no context. The meeting's already been running for a minute at this point. I put my headphones on. I hear this argument. And after hearing like 5 seconds of it, I just go, you know what I think, you guys? I think it's him. I have no context. I think it's him. I can feel it in my bones. It's him. And everyone goes, all right. And we vote him out. And then it loads into the next round and we keep going. And I'm like, oh shit. And then we go back. And I say, okay, 2 of us are clear. 2 of us aren't. I had a revelation, that is what I said. I said that when my light tried to kill me, and as I was moments from death, I could just see it. I knew. That's what I said. Virtue and Brace often accompany each other on their mission assignments and work very effectively as a team. Although she's ranked slightly below Brace, Virtue is actually considered the better pilot, and many expect her to advance in rank. So 2 of us are clear. The other 2, one of them's innocent, one of them's not. So you know what I say? I say I had another revelation just now. And my revelation said, I should flip a coin on this. So I flip a coin. It comes out heads, so I look back at the list. And the first of them, I say, all right, it's him. The coin has spoken. We all vote. We vote him out. And then the next round starts up. And there's 2 of us and an imposter. And if you don't know how Among Us works, the game automatically ends if there's an equal amount of players that are imposter and crewmate, right? So if there's 2 imposters left and there's 4 players total, game ends. If there's 1 imposter left and there's 2 players total, game ends, right? So the round starts and there's 3 of us and 2 of us are clear. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. I'm like, God damn it. I threw the game trying to be funny for content. And to be fair, it worked. I gave you content that you're still thinking about the next day. All right. I farmed the Keck W's. I did my job. Just saying. I did exactly what I set out to do. I thought that I was farming content because I was going to come in with like a sage-like guess and just be like, it's him. And it would be it. And then I thought the coin flip would, you know, win for content. It didn't. But I still got content. You ruined this man's career. Look. I don't know if you're missing the entire context, but earlier that game, Kaz accused me before my light fell, before I was cleared. Earlier on, like 3 rounds prior, Kaz had also accused me, and then I came back, and he sounded kind of suspicious. And I was the second person that game that he had accused. So I said, it's him. It's him. Has to be. I had reason. Reason enough. I was like, he's accusing everyone. He doesn't sound overly innocent right now. No context, but just, you know, tone of voice and stuff. He doesn't sound super innocent. It's him. A raven who is unable to fight to his true potential unless he feels cornered or threatened. The more dangerous a situation becomes, the better he performs. His matches are popular as they often feature last-minute comebacks. He accuses everyone? I know. Didn't even want to join, but I asked him to. Is that why he was like on mute for the majority of I was the same way. I was on mute most of the time. I mean, near the end I was talking a lot more because I kind of just threw the idea out the window. But when I joined, I was like, man, I don't want to talk. I talk all day. I'm sick of talking right now. But I did. I mostly did because there were people from my chat there, for the record. There were 2 people from my chat in that lobby, just from the crossover between me and False's chats. There were 2 regulars here. Silver and Grant were both in there. Is Noto? Yeah. His name here isn't Noto. He is in the Discord server, but his YouTube name is just Grant. Who's the other? Silver. Silver is from you originally, but he's in both equally. Normally he's a very sensible person, but as soon as he straps into his AC, something changes. Most of his competitors attribute this change to a bad case of nerves, but no one really knows for sure. He would do better if he could relax. Don't claim Silver. He's from this chat. He's not originally from this chat, but he's in this chat all the time. It's true. Because both of them immediately were like, why is Cole so quiet? Cole's never this quiet. And I'm like, you bitches, I am normally this quiet. Just not when I'm on stream or when you ask me what I think about Halo 4. Don't do that. I don't know if there's an Exile equivalent here where there's like 1 extra AC at the end who's like better than the actual 9-breaker. Except during Halo. Yeah, there it is. They were like, why is he so quiet? I'm like, I'm normally like this. You know, I turn it on for stream. I talk for 4 hours straight. And then, especially after that point of my day, I don't want to talk anymore. Like, I'm done. I talked a lot. Lumi, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Community. Community. I don't know why, I just got the urge to check my email, and it's a whole lot of nothing. I had that sort of like, there might be something important. There wasn't. Why is the music playing slower than usual? Anyway, Eclair's elegant fighting style seems easy to emulate at first, but it doesn't take long to realize that this isn't the case. She spends much of her time maneuvering for position and never hesitates. Oh, never hesitates once an opening presents itself. I was reading that as and. I just noticed the music too. That was weird, right? That was weird. That was strange. I suddenly was just like, the music is like very slightly slower than usual, to where I didn't notice it for a minute. But once I caught it, I was like, that's weird. Armored Core slow plus reverb. I hate the slowed plus reverb thing so much, man. Like, if you're ever trying to find music on YouTube, you're gonna find the song you want and then like 10 slowed down, pitched down, added reverb versions of it, and they're all shit. They don't sound good. Oh god. Okay, this is certainly a strat. The description was not lying, but the chain gun beats everything. She can only do this for so long. The chain gun comes for all. Thoughts on adding a Tekken chat in Discord? Just to talk about Tekken? Or like, to play Tekken or what? Oh my god, I've got this itch like way up in my shoulder blade. Oh, it feels really nice to get it. Okay, is this chat? I can reach my entire back. Is it weird? Because sometimes it freaks people out when they see it for the first time. I have like flexible enough shoulders that sometimes it scares people and they think that something is wrong. Although she is most recognized for her work on reconnaissance missions, she also maintains a respectable win-loss record in the arena. Clients frequently choose her over other Ravens when presented with especially difficult assignments. You're just skinny? It's not that I'm just skinny. Like, I could reach like one hand over like that and one hand up from the back, and I could like do a handshake. Like, it's not even, oh, I can just kind of reach with like the tips of my fingers. Like, I can comfortably reach my entire back. I also, it's gonna sound weird, chat, but there's a story that, like, I didn't even know for a while that it was flexible. They were flexible. They would probably be the word. I also have incredibly flexible hips. I don't know why. And it's not because I'm skinny, because they were flexible when I was fat too. In high school, in the strength training elective I had to take for like my PE credit, like my sophomore year when I was like 220 pounds. Seems normal to me. Bro, people get weirded out when they see me do it. So if you can do it, just try doing it in front of someone. Because you're young, give it a few years. Fat people actually get really flexible. Is that a thing? Is it because I used to be fat? Because in high school strength training, you know, the guy would always have a stretch, right? Before we lifted. And there was one morning where he had us do like bridges, like shoulders on the ground, like laying on our backs, like just push through your hips as much as you can. And I was doing like a whole ass bridge, like hips out there. And I distinctly remember the guy who taught this course, who really liked me. He thought I was great. I was a clear favorite of his, as I normally was with the fun teachers, to be fair. I was either a favorite or like one of the clear, like, that teacher does not like me sort of. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. But I was a clear favorite, and I distinctly remember him walking by and going, "Jesus, Draculich, where'd you learn how to do that?" While I was flexing my hips up, and the whole class laughed. And I was like, oh, haha, I have sex, definitely, for sure. Trust me. There are plenty of people who, after losing a few hundred pounds, can touch their foot to their forehead. I don't have socks on. I haven't lost a few hundred pounds, but... Are we talking standing? And what is foot? What is foot? Not big toe, right? Can't be. Is it a big deal if I can touch my toe to my forehead, like big toe? He's vanished. I don't have socks on, and you guys, you don't get it for free. I know Wiki Feet exists. Are we talking like ball of foot? Like what kind of foot to forehead are we talking here? I don't know, man. Well, I may or may not be able to touch my foot to my forehead. All right, just saying. I know that you can't see it. This isn't a Miyazaki stream. It's for another day. Shoes or socks? Sure, not now. Promising new talent among the most recent crop of initiates. Drunkard limits his potential by refusing to break some of his more disreputable habits. Were he to clean up his act, many believe that he could be a serious contender. The bottom of his foot all the way on his head. That I definitely couldn't do. I could feel the stretch putting my toe against my forehead. Like I could feel it. I definitely couldn't put like my whole foot on top of my head. No. So we can't pay for it either. Well, you're definitely not getting it for free. Doesn't change anything. Just because you can't pay for it yet. That strength and the PE guy that I had in high school, he really liked me. He would always be like, I'm gonna turn you into a monster. I think it was because I was big. I wasn't like super fat, right? Like I was only, what's considered normal weight for me at my height? I think like 170, roughly speaking, is considered like the top end of healthy, in quotes, weight, because, you know, it's not a great measurement, but so I think I was like 50 pounds overweight, so not like super fat, but like I was fat. I was a decent bit of fat, moderately fat, noticeably fat, but not like wowza, you know? And he would I think he saw the potential, because fat muscle is a thing. All right, this is the thing that I can absolutely attest to from being fat and then losing the fat. Fat muscle's a thing. Absolutely. If you've heard that, like, oh yeah, like they have to build more muscle just to like actually be able to like carry themselves around and move properly, it's true. It's true. Big Cholgus. A young raven who has been exhibiting a great deal of potential. This is the pilot that everyone currently has their eye on. He's working to refine his techniques and still has a few tricks to learn. but is otherwise on the fast track. What do you mean your emergency red flag? What emergency red flag? Since when? There's a wiki that archives every single bath scene in anime. Wow. Surely wholesome reasons, right? Surely it's not weird in any way. It doesn't shock me that that's a thing. I mean, there's a fandom wiki for just about everything. There we go. Chain gun beats everything. Of bath and anime? Yeah. Obviously. Why else? There would be no other reason. About how they have to sit and move when they're like 400, 500 pounds makes them flexy. Well, shit. The more you know. I knew about the muscle thing, but not the flexibility thing. I just realized that I haven't added parts to the collection in a while. Man, I'm not gonna be able to get every Gen 3 part. I'm not. I want to. But unless we just grinded credits purely for the sake of getting all the parts, I don't think we're gonna be able to make enough. Foreman never allows his opponents to dictate the pace of battle because if you make them follow your lead, then the job is already half done. When he isn't operating his AC, it's almost certain he is tinkering with something on it. Now, I think if I can't buy and obtain every part in an entire generation of Armored Core across 100%ing the whole generation on just one save file, maybe there's too many parts. Because Gen 3 is the first time that we've even gotten this far without having every purchasable part. And the only other Armored Core game that like I've 100%ed outside of this stream series is 6. And sure, you can't buy every single part in 6 if you just do the 3 playthroughs. But 6 is a singular game. If there was an expansion with like an additional campaign as long as 6, you'd be able to. There's a fighting anime where the girls beat each other with their tits and ass while dressed in bikinis/swimsuits. It's not hentai, by the way. Is this the one that I've heard about in my own chat? I think, if I'm thinking of the right one, that we might have fans in chat. Maybe. Maybe. You know what was so funny? Speaking of anime, because it made me just think of weebs. Hold on. Quebec's favored arena strategy is to slowly and methodically strip away an opponent's AP. This is usually done in such a subtle manner that the pilot on the receiving end often fails to realize what's happening until it's too late. What was funny the other day was during the Tekken stream, some people might have been here when it happened. I thought this was hilarious. There was a random chatter that we had never seen before that popped in and was speaking Japanese, but typing it in Romaji, which is typing it in like the Latin alphabet that we use in English. And I just ignored it for the first couple messages, but they kept going. And then someone in chat was like, what the hell is this guy saying? And I was like, I'm pretty sure he's saying this, because, you know, me having studied Japanese for like 7 weeks at this point, right? Roughly. I was like, oh, well, clearly it's this, because Nihongo Jozu and such. But I was like, I think it's someone using Google Translate, because it's weird that they're typing only in Japanese, but they're doing it in Romaji, because you just wouldn't do that if you were a native Japanese speaker. genuinely trying to communicate in the live chat. And then they break character entirely and they're like, oh shit, he understands me. Because miraculously, I did manage to read the message correctly and interpret it. It was a very simple sentence, but it was such a weird interaction. I've never had someone come in and just randomly use Google Translate to try to speak Japanese in chat for like a few minutes, and then as soon as I'm like, oh yeah, I can read that, they're like, oh shit, and then he left. That was the last message, was like, oh shit, he understands me. And then they were gone. Never to be seen again. It was the most random interaction I've had in a while on stream. The shadow weeb. He comes in, but then as soon as he knows you can understand, he leaves. He's gone. Into the night. All right, 14 extra arena fights, and that should be it. We're sitting at 92%, so God forbid I miss something. We'll just have to see when we get there. So shooting star is the target, right? That's how this goes? It's the one on the left always? Oh yeah, and I get to choose who I want. We're gonna bring Shade, of course, the only A rank ally available. Yes, please. Strictly only normal anime with bath scenes. And the guy who runs it swears it's not sexual. And why? Didn't let us play the old Tekkens. It would have been great. I wasn't like expecting it to be a thing, necessarily. It would have been awesome if like in the arcade lounges you could play like the first 3 games just for pure like legacy, just to be able to like within Tekken 8 play Tekken 1 matches against people for the shits and giggles on occasion. It would have been fun. It definitely would have been a nice addition. Like obviously it's not like heartbreaking that it's not there, but it definitely could have been fun. I did all of the extra arena with Apple Boy because Apple Boy, of course. It would have pushed T8 over the limit. It's already like the best fighting game I've played in years. And I don't want to call it too soon, but like Tekken 7 is my favorite fighting game ever. So Tekken 8 is very likely to become my favorite fighting game ever. I'm clearly addicted to it right now. If you can't tell by me talking about it every day and having 30 hours played of it already. It's definitely, you know, it's making moves to get there quickly. And it helps that like I'm having the opposite character problem that I had with Mortal Kombat 1. I talked a lot about Mortal Kombat 1 when that came out. That like one of the reasons I was struggling to enjoy the game was because no matter what character I tried, I couldn't find a character that was fun enough to main and like play for hours on loop. I had a character problem because that's a big thing with a fighting game, I feel like. And whether you're gonna click with it or not, is you have to find the right character who's like actually fun to play. Mortal Kombat 1, I tried the entire roster in that game, and I never found a character that I clicked with that way out of the entire roster, so I stopped playing the game. Tekken 8, so far I've tried like 5 characters, and every single one of them I could play as a main. I could, no bullshit, I could be a Panda main. Panda is insanely fun. I could genuinely main Panda. I'm not going to, but I could. If I wanted to, if I got the urge. And I haven't even tried the newcomers. I want to try Victor because Victor looks like a blast. I want to try Steve because he's so different and wacky with the boxing. I want to try a bit of Law because he's Bruce Lee. So of course I do. Like I'm having the opposite problem with Tekken 8 where it's like, oh my God, I'm so spoiled for choice that I don't know who to play. rather than these characters are so boring, I don't know who to play. Anyway, I'm over time, and my voice definitely hurts today, and I don't know why. So I'm just gonna hope that it heals up overnight, and I'm lucky and this isn't a problem. But it might become a problem. Who knows? We'll see tomorrow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a sub. Come back another time. We're doing this. We're doing Ace Combat games on the hardest difficulty. We're doing Metal Gear 100%. By the way, we're starting Metal Gear Solid tomorrow. Donkey made an epic Kuma vid. I watched it. It was incredible. Yes, French John Wick. Exactly. I want to play French John Wick really bad. We're doing Metal Gear Solid tomorrow. Last stream, we literally ended with the ending of Metal Gear 2. So like from the top, we're starting Metal Gear Solid for stream. It's going to be a blast. That game's story, wild and wacky. You should stop by if you've never seen it because it's crazy. Anyway, also if you enjoyed, leave like, algorithm stuff, blah 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 blah. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, speaking of Metal Gear Solid, the MGS2 review goes up tomorrow morning, normal time. It's 9 a.m. Central. So whatever is 17 hours from now for you, that's when. In the pinned message above is the link to the Metal Gear review playlist where you can get caught up. There's 5 videos so far. The Metal Gear Solid video is like my best video, just saying. The Metal Gear Solid 2 video kind of might give it a run for its money. I don't know. I'll see how I feel in a week, but it's up there, just saying. Anyway, other than that, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you always back here next time. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the stream, and goodbye.